It includes, for example, a record of every number that AT&T customers texted or called, including customers on other wireless networks.
AT&T is working with law enforcement to find and arrest the people involved in the data breach. Ross Township has become a target for thieves breaking into vehicles. It's a concern in Laurel Gardens, where video shows two suspects entering several unlocked cars and stealing items. It happened around 4:30 a.m. Thursday. Ross police are asking anyone with video that could help investigators to contact them, and they're also advising residents to make sure their vehicles are locked. Whooping cough cases are spiking in Allegheny County. With more on that, here's News Radio KDKA Susie Cool.
After a period of near dormancy, the whooping cough is back and with a vengeance, as cases are currently on pace for one of the highest case numbers in the county and state in recent memory. Last year, Allegheny County had just 7 recorded cases of whooping cough. This year, the county has already seen 87 cases, prompting the Department of Health to post on its Facebook page to raise awareness. That said, not everyone with an infection develops the symptoms, and vaccines work well. Whooping cough can be treated with antibiotics, though if the antibiotics are given after the cough develops, it will not improve symptoms or change the course of the disease. Susie Cole on News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 80 points at 39,833. The Nasdaq is up 135 points, and the S&P is up 25. KDKA Sports, Thursday on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
The star, the Pirates, getting applause from the Brewers fans. That's how well he has pitched today.
Paul Skeens struck out 11 in 7 no-hit innings in a 1-0 Pirates win in Milwaukee. Skeens walked only 1. Next for the Bucks, 3 games with the Chicago White Sox. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time 10:03. It's sunny and 76 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
The Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake presents My Fair Lady. Critics and audiences are raving. The Globe and Mail declares it their critics' pick. The Toronto Star gives it 4 out of 4 stars and says it's euphoric and that you'll be left dancing all night and still begging for more. Don't miss My Fair Lady at the Shaw. For tickets, go to shawfest.com.
Hi, it's Paul Alexander. As we age, we tend to accept certain changes as inevitable. A little extra weight here, a new medication there. It's almost like we're expected to just adapt and accept. It doesn't have to be that way. Awaken 180 Golden is challenging the status quo of aging. A new program crafted to address precisely what matters to those of us over 60. Boosting mobility, reducing medications instead of adding them, easing stress on our joints, and of course, weight loss. Awaken 180 Golden is a 1 to 3 month transformative nutrition program, both doctor and registered dietitian approved. Working out is not required. And of course, you'll receive expert coaching and free support for life. You all know my results with Awaken 180, and I'm even more confident with Awaken 180 Golden. You'll achieve those goals too. Everything to gain with only weight to lose. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Welcome to PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Powered by Bowser. Good morning, my friend Ellen. What's up?
Good morning, my friend Marty. We have reports of a vehicle fire right now. This just came in Hampton Township. Heads up, crews have been dispatched to the scene of that reported vehicle fire on Route 8, William Flynn Highway, near the intersection with Wildwood, easy for me to say, Wildwood Road. So anyway, could be some slowdowns there. Will be some slowdowns for your weekend travels in the eastern suburbs on the Parkway East 376. It's going to be reduced to a single lane of traffic in each direction round the clock starting tonight at 9, continuing through 5 a.m. Monday. The lane pinch will greet you between the Penn Hills exit number 81 and the bridge over Old William Penn Highway. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and very warm this afternoon, high 87. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Rocky Kia's low summer payments are bringing the heat across our 500 vehicle inventory. New 24 Kia Forte LXS, $199 a month for 24 months with a grand due at signing. New 24 Kia Seltos S, $215 a month for 24 months with $2,000 due at signing. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. North Huntington and Wexford, PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 7/31/24.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontier show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
You know how many people said to me, the big stories, by the way, watching Biden reminds me of watching my father, or reminds me of watching my grandfather in decline. And I would say, is this as good as it gets? And it can't be. As much as you want to think it is, it can't be. It just can't. And we're going to get into this, folks. We got to do better than this. You talk about downtown, man. As much as I want to say downtown is back, I can't tell a lie. Man, I got an internal police report that I got to read to you about what happened regarding these drug dealers downtown in the tents, in the homeless tents, like a drug dealing network. You got to hear this stuff. And we're going to talk about the wonder of it all. Giant Eagle stepped up big yesterday in Clairton, man. Big. And everybody was digging it. And this is just the beginning. All right? All right. Zach, play this up. This just happened, July 5th, okay? This just happened July 5th. I want you to hear this, folks. Listen. Downtown life, eh? One more time. Listen for the glass bottle phrasing. Thanks, Zach. Play it one more time, man. Downtown Pittsburgh, July 1st, guys hammered. Broad daylight. Hit someone in the head with a glass bottle, sitting at a damn bus stop. And the cops sent out a photo hoping that you can identify this guy, hoping they can arrest this guy. By the way, the Pittsburgh cops are working their asses off downtown. They've made at least 100 drug dealer arrests. And most of those drug dealers were out of jail and back out slinging, oftentimes in those homeless tents, within 2 days. Fact. I wanted to snag my good friend Mike from Pittsburgh, Siena. What's up, brother?
Hey, Marty. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
I tell you what, I wish we could say this is shocking. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
I get it. I hear it every day.
Oh, hold on. This is not hyperbole. You hear this every day, do you not?
Overdoses all day this morning.
Overdoses downtown.
At downtown, it's a big spot. It's troubling.
And this assault, am I exaggerating when I tell you that I've seen you post at least a dozen downtown, at least, and that's recently?
Yep, downtown's very active right now. It's unfortunate. It's a problem.
Does it seem to be any kind of a change to it? Do you notice a diminishment of these assaults? Because I'm not noticing that, brother.
After a while, I hate to say it, I get numb to it. I don't even post the small assaults anymore, just the big ones when there's a big response. It's insane. Like, you get a police scanner, just listen to what's happening. There's a lot of filter that happens. Now, a police scanner isn't the absolute news source, but boy, is it something to follow up on.
And hold on, Mike, you're saying that, and I'm not trying to put words in Mike's mouth. He's the man. He's the best there is, and I love him for it. We're going to do much more with him. Stay tuned. But you're hearing so much of it, you tune it out downtown.
Pretty much. We even have, I hate to say it, ongoing joke. We call it the Market Square Fight Club.
Whoa. What do you mean?
If you go through our post on x.com/PGH_scanner, you look for the Market Square Fight Club. Kids who fight every day after school, things like that. Now they're fighting during the day. You even see that. The police are moving dedicated people just to stand in the square.
Mike, the Market Square Fight Club.
Yeah, we're even thinking about making it a shirt, but it's we want to be higher brow than that, you know.
I mean, but you're being a little bit cynical about it because you've seen so much of it. But is it really every single day there's a fight in Market Square? Because I hear the same thing.
From what we hear, it does happen a lot. It happens frequently. It's enough that it's a running joke. I hate it.
And the cops.
I hope it was the Market Square Free Puppy. I mean, that would be great, but instead we have a fight club.
And you're saying that you're hearing that they have cops stationed there permanently now?
Well, the same press reports everyone else reads, that they are there. You hear them. You hear them. They're called VP units. They move them there. They're violence prevention detectives. They move them to downtown, and you hear them. They're there last night.
So I want to.
I don't even really touch the fights anymore.
This is
just see what's going on in Market Square.
It happens so much you don't pay attention.
No.
Now, in this particular case, you posted this. This guy was hammered. Am I right here? And hit someone with a bottle. Is that how this went down?
That was a report.
Wow. And was it a bus stop? Am I wrong?
I don't remember offhand. That was, I think, about a week or so ago, week plus. But I believe that was near a bus stop, and the people were arguing, I believe. So there were witnesses. There's probably cameras in the area. I mean, we have the photos posted by Pittsburgh Public Safety, so.
Yeah. It's not the downtown we want, brother. Mike, you're my man. Thanks, brother.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Hey, Zach, do me a favor, because I want you folks to understand this is what's happening, according to you, sir, from Mike, every single day downtown. Play it one more time. Listen to what the dispatch is saying. Is this as good as it gets? Is this the downtown you want? Is this the Pittsburgh you want? Broad daylight. By the way, this is the danger zone street, what we talk about all the time, Smithfield. Think about the men and women that own businesses along there. Think about the men and women that park their cars and walk along there and have to think about, will I make it through the gauntlet today? Will I get hit with a bottle? Will I see someone OD'd? And if I do, what do I do? If somebody comes running at me, as they did with Sophia, the teenager who nearly got beaten to death on Smithfield, what do I do? If they're drunk and disorderly and screaming at me, what do I do? A woman sent me a text, and then I'll go to break. We're a little bit late, but I want to read this because I think it's important that you hear this kind of stuff. Downtown. Took my daughter to a show. Downtown. Walking to the car, a guy stepped out of an alley and said, "Give me your money." "Oh, blank you. You won't do it anyway," and walked off. The woman and her daughter ran. Headed to a show at the Benjamin. Is this as good as it gets? Well, I'm the PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up today?
All right, we have an accident. Not an accident. Let's get things straight here. A vehicle fire. This is in Hampton Township, folks. Regardless, you have crews on the scene there. So it's on Route 8, William Flynn Highway near the intersection with Wildwood Road. Watch out for that. It'll be easy to spot the delays around restrictions on Interstate 79 in Robinson Township beginning tonight, weather permitting, and round the clock through your weekend. Bridge deck work on the structures carrying I-79 over 376 means you'll have a single lane of traffic in both directions on 79 from 7 tonight through 6 a.m. on Monday. The ramps of that interchange will remain open. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Grilling season is here. Time to get to Tom Friday's Market for thick, juicy steaks. Incredible hand-cut T-bone, porterhouse, and bone-in ribeyes. Try their thick, juicy burgers, smokehouse bacon, kielbasa, and slab ribs. And now get Wagyu beef brisket with better marbling and taste. It's great for grilling and only $7.99 a pound. Tom Friday's Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights. Just 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. Call 412-766-4500 and follow them on Facebook at Tom Friday's Market.
I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg with your Lowe's weekend weather update. In Pittsburgh, it's going to be a very warm day Saturday with a good deal of sunshine and a high of 89. It'll be hot and humid Sunday with times of sun and clouds along with a thunderstorm and a high up to 92. Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through August 7th while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
AccuWeather's proven superior accuracy means you'll be better informed and better prepared with precise local forecasts and severe weather alerts. You might think that all weather apps are the same, but in study after study, the superior accuracy of AccuWeather's forecasts and warnings have been proven in all categories. When you have things to do, you want the weather forecasts that are dependable and accurate so you can plan ahead with peace of mind. Download the AccuWeather app at the App Store or Google Play today.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's Marty. We've talked about cancer. We've talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical. Folks, Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 24-25 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring legendary composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, Liz Cheney, Supreme Court correspondent Nina Totenberg, and artificial intelligence pioneer Oren Etzioni. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. Just see if you qualify. That's 800-578-2415.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service. 412-884-TREE. 412-884-TREE.
PBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Every 30 seconds, the equivalent of a dump truck full of plastic is dumped into the ocean. Army vet Chris Vido founded Sheets Laundry Club to do something about that. Their small, postcard-sized detergent sheets are trying to make a big difference.
900 million plastic laundry jugs wind up in the landfill or the oceans every single year. So every box that we sell obviously eliminates one bottle from being put on a shelf elsewhere. The initial goal the first year was, I think, 25,000 boxes. Over the course of 2.5 years, we're a little over 1 million bottles. The goal, again, is to turn the tide on plastic pollutions.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I swear I'm having this and I don't know if she was listening. I don't care. It's irrelevant. Considering what we just heard and what's happening downtown with the assaults, and it's day after day, as you heard Mike, it's funny, but it's not to think that they call it the Market Square Fight Club. I won't go down there anymore. Hey, folks, this ain't 2 a.m. This is noon, man. And then I get this complaint. This is a criminal complaint from narcotics officers. And this is where I get sideways with Bethany Hallam, and she knows that. I mean, I don't hold back. And she cares about people. She cares about homeless people. But this is a complaint, okay, from undercover cops. Major drug dealing going on in these homeless camps, in these tents. I'm going to read some of this. Detectives, Narcotics Division, got a search warrant for a tent at Fort Pitt Boulevard and Grant Street. Upon approaching the tent, detectives... Now, can you imagine? This is where we're at now in America, and in particular in our hometown, Pittsburgh. That they're now running stings on these tents because they've set up an illegal drug economy. Upon approaching the tent, detectives announced their presence and removed a tarp that was blocking the entrance of the tent. Detectives observed 4 individuals inside. They also observed crack cocaine and a crack pipe. They were detained and identified. Here's my point. Here we go again, and they found money. They found crack cocaine bags. They found everything necessary to run a drug business. One of the guys admitted he sells crack, and that's how he makes his money. And at the same time, they found another tent. Okay? A man was ordered out of the tent. Those individuals were getting high in the tent. And then they go to another tent, and they found a prescription pill bottle, needles, and a purse with crack cocaine and crack pipes. And so this is what we have now in these tent cities, in these encampments. So again, I preach this, man. These folks need help. Mental health treatment, drug counseling, alcohol counseling. So in this case, if you arrest them and take them to jail, they're out in 2 days, and they're selling crack again. If you give them the choice, you either go to jail or you go to rehab. Then you create change. If you just keep recycling the same drug addicts and the same drug dealers in the same marketplace, the marketplace gets worse. And then you have the back end of this story. Drug dealers now have a new economy in downtown Pittsburgh, to which my friend, and she is my friend, but she's dead wrong on this. I mean, this is Bethany Hallam verbatim, county council. I mean, Marty, they sell drugs to other homeless people to support their own drug habit. I literally used to do that and know many addicts who do. They're in a tent where no one can see them. Why is this crazy? Why? Why? It's a blanket. It's a friggin' drug market. And then they get high and they wander out in the streets. And I get this text. A psychotic homeless person, high, aggressively harassing people every single night in front of the Omni Hotel. At some point, Bethany, my friend, stop. Stop that silliness. Don't be ignorant. Don't play dumb. You're none of those things. Just admit we have a damn problem. Now we have organized drug dealers dropping off their stash downtown so that everyone in the tents that wants to get high can get high. And according to this text from my friend Bethany Hallam, that's okay. Well, it's not okay. It just ain't. And it can never be okay because that creates dead bodies. These folks overdose and die. That creates crime. They assault people, harass people, rip people off. At some point, we're going to have to acknowledge the patient needs treatment rather than just, hey, it's cool. They're in tents alone getting high. Leave them alone. No. We must realize that this is a problem. I do. Everyone else in this damn town does. It's a problem. Regarding Market Square, my friend Dave, who works down there, love him. He said now, because of the Fight City and the Fight Club, and by the way, this is during daylight hours in Market Square, there are now 4 to 5 Pittsburgh cops in Market Square all day long. Good for them. Good for them. But did you ever think that you'd be afraid to go to Market Square, that you might get your butt kicked, you might get robbed, you might get panhandled, you might see someone overdosing, you might have to fight a drug dealer who wants to beat you or rob you? I didn't.
15 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $14. Save $1 on 2 gallons of milk, just for Par Mar Rewards card holders. Dan's angrily inviting you to download the Par Mar Rewards app today. And remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Boss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several other appliances. They've been to Larry's house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Boss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance, big brands, reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's sunny at 76 at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. AT&T says hackers accessed records of calls and texts for nearly all its cellular customers for a 6-month period between May and October of 2022. In a statement, AT&T said the compromised data does not include the content of the calls or texts or personal information. CBS tech contributor Ian Scher.
There are a lot of questions about how AT&T could allow this much information to be stolen and what it is doing to ensure that it responsibly holds on to people's information in the future.
The company also says the hack includes a very small number of customers' records from January of 2023. AT&T says at least one person has been arrested and affected customers will be alerted. Your options for picking up a summer beverage with a kick will soon expand in Pennsylvania. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
Pennsylvanians will be able to buy canned alcoholic drinks called ready-to-drink cocktails from a wider variety of retailers under legislation approved Thursday. Restaurants, bars, beer distributors, grocery, and convenience stores that are already licensed to sell alcohol can get a special permit to sell the canned drinks. Under current law, only the state-owned wine and liquor stores are allowed to sell the canned drinks. The new bill restricts the sale of drinks to before 11 p.m. and to drinks that have a lower alcohol content than 12.5%. The state Senate approved the bill 3217 and sent it to Governor Josh Shapiro's desk for final signature. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is ahead 211 points at 39,965. The Nasdaq is up 134. The S&P is up 32 points. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
You know what I love? Punchki, baby. It's Punchki season. Oakmont Bakery. How you doing? Ball of fried dough, glazed, overstuffed, rich cream, whole fruit filling. Delicious. Vanilla, peanut butter, custard, cookies and cream, coconut cream, maple bacon, blueberry, peach, you name it, it's delicious. Starts July 26, Oakmont Bakery. Bringing it. Love it. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Hub by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Well, actually, the rush hour has just a few minor delays left in it here as we're heading into the late morning, Marty. The Parkway West is one of those spots, 376 heading toward downtown and the Fort Pitt tunnels. It's just the heaviest spot there, slowing between the Green Tree exit and the Parkway Center on-ramp on the front side of Green Tree Hill. Crews still working the scene of that earlier vehicle fire. This is in Hampton Township. Watch out for possible slowdowns on Route 8 William Flynn Highway near the intersection with Wildwood Road because of that. Good news if you're traveling toward the city on 376, the Parkway East, inbound or westbound, you'll only slow a bit between Edgewood, Swissvale, and those Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be fairly nice. Sunshine mixing with clouds. Quite warm this afternoon. High 87 and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Low 67. A mix of sun and clouds and hot tomorrow with a high around 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
All right, we made it. Friday, and this week we got a whole bunch of stories for you. 2 to 6, right here, KDK.
At some point, I pull my hair out regarding political folks that are so far left that they've left the room. Like Bethany Hallen, who is my friend, but we argue about this stuff and scream and yell. That she's cool with a drug business, crack cocaine, people overdosing and dying, and that's just people trying to get high and support their habit. No, we're not going to go there. This ain't happening. I will never endorse or embrace that notion of, why don't you just leave them alone? They're getting high and tense. Spare me. Why don't we ignore all alcoholics who are drinking themselves to death? Why? Why don't we ignore all heroin addicts and just let them all die? Come on, man. Come on. Let's all grow up here. This is big boy talk here. Let's act like adults. You got friggin' drug dealers who now cruise the streets of downtown Pittsburgh with loads of crack cocaine and fentanyl. These are facts. This isn't fallacy. Pittsburgh cops have aggressively pursued them. They've arrested over 100 in the last 4 months. They arrested 30 in a month. 30 drug dealers downtown. Think about that as you head to dinner tonight in the Arts District. I get sent this criminal complaint this morning. And I'm incensed by this. It's good for the cops. But now we're running drug warrants in friggin' homeless tents. Come on, man. Stop it. That's cool. Crap. One of my boys, Mad Max, who knows this better than anyone and sees it and documents it. Max, that criminal complaint is not surprising at all, is it, sir?
No. You getting tired of talking about this, Marty? I sure am.
No. You beat it. It's like cancer. I'm not exaggerating. You beat it and beat it and beat it and push it and push it and push it till it's fixed. I'm just saying.
The complaint, that guy, to add a little more information to that, the victim asked the perp to leave him alone, and the suspect hit him twice in the head with a glass bottle and then threatened him with a pocket knife. That's from the Facebook page on the Pittsburgh Police Bureau.
So this isn't just innocent drug addicts trying to get high and having a good time. It isn't, is it?
No. And the other thing, Metheny talking about, just leave these people alone. They're not bothering anybody. What we're not discussing here as adults is the collateral damage that comes with drug abuse.
Thank you.
So, yeah, sure, they're just off in their little tent getting high, whatever. But then on the backside of that, they need to do something to support their habit. They can't get a job, so they're going to go in your car, they're going to rob your car, they're going to beat you up, take your money. There's a lot of extra stuff that we're not talking about here that just leave them alone.
Max, on the McCarter Roadway Bridge, there was a literal chop shop. There were probably 300 bicycles that have been stolen and chopped up.
Yeah, and you and Patrick almost got your head bashed in with a metal pipe.
Yeah. This notion that that's Shangri-La and just let them get high and let them sell their own drugs, it annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, that doesn't fly.
Come on, Max. And how many times have you gone in there with crews and cleaned up the aftermath of this horrifying scene that's now a new economy in downtown Pittsburgh?
So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to give a big shout out to Friends of the Riverfront. They're an organization that goes out and with other volunteers, they go out and clean up encampments. And they're shoveling crap against the tide because they clean these encampments up. And then right after they do, literally just a couple weeks ago, I sent you pictures of one of the worst encampments I've ever seen. They went in there with 8 volunteers, and that was spotless. I would have eaten off the ground after they were done.
It's amazing.
And then not even a day later, there was a new tent in there. So all they're doing is they're cleaning these areas and making them move-in ready for the new homeless, for the people that are giving out new tents. These green and gray tents, whoever is giving those out.
I had the opportunity, because you're right, to talk to Sarah Namarato, and she's well aware of this crisis and acknowledges it's a crisis. But she's also right in this, and no one knows this better than Max. Where the hell do you put him, bro? Where?
Honestly,
jail?
I think we need to get... No, not jail, not jail. This is southwestern Pennsylvania. There's large swaths of woods and empty property. We got to get these people out of the city. Anything that the city council is proposing to put these sanctioned encampments within city limits is going to fail.
But hold on, man. And you know this, too, because you're a smart man. They're there because they're attracted to the services there. There ain't no services in Butler County in the woods.
No, you bring the services to the people. So you get them out of the city, and then you help them.
You ship them out there.
Well, essentially. Well, put them out on a bus or whatever, right? So you have an area where these people can stay, and you bring all the people, instead of them being all...
You know, the culture is, this is a vagabond life, my man. They're like Rolling Stones, bro. Come on, man.
And
we're just trying to get high. Huh?
Sure. We need to differentiate between the people that are legitimately homeless, down on their luck, and the drug addicts that have no interest participating in society.
Yeah. But to you and to me, what we've got here is a vigorously successful drug market now in the homeless camps. So this notion that this is a wonderful thing and a good place for my friends to all get high because I got high that way one time is just hogwash crap, is it not?
It is a bunch of crap. And I would argue that it's exacerbated by the harm reduction organizations. 6 years ago, they were giving out 5,000 syringes a week. Now that number is up over 35,000. They gave out 1.7 million syringes. So the people are coming to Pittsburgh for the free candy.
I see.
I've talked to many people out on the street that have come from other areas. They're either evading...
This is an interesting observation. So the buzz gets around that you get free... First of all, you can get drugs downtown and then clean syringes downtown. So why not set up shop downtown?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of communication. You don't think so, but there's like networks. Yep.
No, I get it. Smart, Max. You're my man. Thanks, brother.
All right, take care.
I don't have an answer, but the answer isn't embracing a new drug market downtown. And as he said, the blowback to all this is that the guy gets high in the tent and he goes and beats the hell out of somebody with a glass bottle. That isn't exactly just a friendly love affair of junkies. And I'm not trying to be jerk or cynical, but the truth will set you free. We cannot in America say, hey, it's cool. They're just 4 people selling crack and getting high together. Oops. Oh, they're beating people up to get money to pay for that crack. Oh, they're robbing people to pay for that crack. Oh, okay. Just checking. On the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Man, beautiful day out there. Ellen, what's up?
It's a gorgeous day, and of course the weather will be nice throughout the weekend, which means it's very likely, Marty, that construction crews will be setting up shop for you on Interstate 79 in Robinson Township, Allegheny County. This will start tonight, weather permitting, and will be around the clock through your weekend. Ridge deck work on the structures carrying I-79 traffic over I-376 means you'll find a single lane of traffic in both directions from 7 tonight through 6 a.m. on Monday. Oversized loads will be restricted and redirected because of the size of that lane pinch. It would be too narrow for them to get through. Otherwise, the interchange ramps will remain open. So plan ahead, folks. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
No one caters deli better than Bob the Deli King from Food for Thought. Hands down, the best deli in Pittsburgh. Paul Martino here. Need a trusted caterer that will please every guest at your next gathering? Get the best. Call Bob the Deli King. At Food for Thought, they've been catering quality, authentic, and delicious deli items for over 30 years. They easily accommodate quick turnarounds. Call 412-682-5033. 412-682-5033. Food for Thought. Pittsburgh's best deli catering.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
101 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your mornings. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Gigantic July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. The best dressed, boneless, skinless chicken breasts or tenders are $2.89 per pound. Buy now, freeze now. Sweet Northwest cherries, $1.99 per pound. And plain or wavy essential everyday potato chips, 9-ounce bags, 99 cents each. And additional savings in our meat department. Regular sliced Sugardale bacon, 12-ounce package, $2.79 each. The best dressed fresh chicken drumsticks, $1.29 per pound. And our produce. Large fresh mangoes, 67 cents each. And Haas variety avocados are 4 for $5. In our deli, hardwood smoked Eckrich hard salami is $4.99 per pound. And in our bakery, authentic French recipe brioche gourmet hot dog bun, 6-count packs, $3.50 each. In our seafood, frozen mahi-mahi fillets, 8-ounce portions, $4.49 each. And this week, selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper, 6-pack half-liter bottles are 3 for $12.
Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Here's your Chill on Money question of the day.
Vinny from New Jersey asks, what do you recommend people do as a hedge against inflation or hyperinflation when it comes to their long-term savings and retirement accounts? What about actual hard assets like gold or Bitcoin, which can't be printed? This is a great question, Vinny. When thinking about long-term savings and inflation, keep in mind that stocks actually tend to do well when there's a high inflationary environment. But I am okay if you want to have some small holding of Bitcoin or gold, but I wouldn't do much more than a small amount, maybe 3%. I hope that helps.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
One of my boys says until we remove the criminal element of this, it will continue. That's from Jimmy's, right? Really, actually. And I got Patrick sitting here. We've been around this long enough. We've been in enough cities where we worked in the business that what happens is, I've seen it my whole life. They end up downtown because that's where they can get services. Well, then what's happened is the criminal element follows that, and now we have drug dealers in a drug business set up downtown.
Exactly. And until you target those criminals, they're going to keep the cycle going.
Why wouldn't they? And if you keep targeting them, they keep getting released, and then you can't find housing for the mentally ill. The crisis just perpetuates itself. And I love these guys. Jim wants to build a few metal buildings with cots in an isolated area. You can't do that, man. And I like the ideas, and I like what Max says, put them on a farm. You can't. They ain't going to no farm, man. This is not how that works.
No, you can't move the problem to someone else's backyard.
No, man. And the problem is so complex. But you first of all got to get rid of the damn criminal element permanently. Then you got to get folks help that need help, and they can't. You know, Max said something actually profound. Do you get tired of talking about it? When there's a war, you report on the war every day until the war's over. Why? Because when you quit shining the light on the problem, no one addresses the problem. It's just the truth, man. Using Ukraine as an example, we quit caring and we quit showing videos of women and children getting blown apart in houses there, and now America's moved on, and we can't move on from the crises in our lives and in our town. And here's what I hear every day. Well, every city in America is fighting this. I don't care. This is our town, man. This is our home. You can't have drug dealers who now know they can drop off their crack and fentanyl downtown, and they don't have to worry about needles because everybody has them. Rudy, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
they need to change where you keep and where you keep.
they have those now. In fact, it's funny you should bring this up. Hold on. The Supreme Court ruled last week that they can pick these people up, they can fine, they can do whatever the hell they want with them. But my man, what's your idea? Arrest them. I mean, what? Yeah. And again, if you don't agree to that, what do you do with them? Arrest them? Hold on, but if they don't comply, I'm asking you a basic question. What do you do with them? Write them a ticket, man. Okay, but how? What law? What's this have to do with the law? Where do you put these people? Yeah, but there's no beds. There's no mental health beds. There's none. We do. And it's actually the most brilliant thing I've heard all day. No one will do it. My man, I keep throwing this. I love the call. I'm not picking on you, just suggesting it ain't as easy as you think. It's not like letting the air out of a tire. In the 60s and 70s, we had about 650,000 mental health beds in America. Seriously, for mental health. Now we have about 35,000 in the whole damn country, not just in Pennsylvania. It's crazy. Go ahead, John. Appreciate you, man.
I love the show. Always love talking to you because you give us the real stuff instead of the sugar-coated crap that we get out of the administration and city county.
We get a lot of spin.
And when I say this, I'm only being half sarcastic.
Sure.
Left-wing ultra-progressives, the Hallam's, the judge that releases everybody, the Summerlees, they should be hosting halfway houses at their house. If they support this crap, they should have to deal with it. And let's see them change policy once their lives are truly affected.
Yeah, I honestly don't think, because they say the same things to me. We got to get them help. Duh. But you're the people that control the money to get them help. Duh. So quit telling me to get them help. Get them help, man. It's just like these people say, hey, man, we got 10 empty hotels. Why don't we just put the damn homeless people in hotels? It doesn't work that way, John. It doesn't work that way.
And they're part of the problem in that
they are.
Somebody gets arrested, we start arresting the drug dealers. Certainly that's the problem. And they're out on the street that afternoon or that night.
It's true.
Let's keep them in jail so that we have an opportunity to help people and get people clean instead of just continuing the perpetuation of crime.
It's actually a great call, and he's very pragmatic and a very intelligent man. So, he's actually very smart. Arrest the damn drug dealers. Throw them away into jail forevermore, or at least 5 years. And then get help to the people on the streets. Good call, brother. You the man. Really good.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington, Wexford, and Uniontown. Visit ShorkeyKia.com today.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
The Shaw Festival in Niagara-on-the-Lake presents My Fair Lady. Critics and audiences are raving. The Globe and Mail declares it their critics' pick. The Toronto Star gives it 4 out of 4 stars and says it's euphoric and that you'll be left dancing all night and still begging for more. Don't miss My Fair Lady at the Shaw. For tickets, go to shawfest.com.
Stop by Salem's Market and Grill in the Strip District. Lunch, dinner, or a late night snack. Salem's Market has been voted best in the burg year after year by the Pittsburgh City Paper. Folks come from all over for their mouth-watering lamb chops, samosas, burgers, gyros, and more. Order for pickup or delivery. Find them online at salemsmarketgrill.com and Uber Eats. Located in the heart of the Strip. Stop in at Salem's, 29th and Penn. Salem's is your passport to global cuisine.
Summer is here, which means pool days, beach trips, and yeah, you guessed it, traffic jams. Oh yeah, and heat waves. Don't let summer catch you by surprise. Get the local news you need, no matter what you're up to, with the free Odyssey app, and never miss a beat with alerts on breaking stories sent directly to your phone. Listen today on the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app from the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's sunny and 80 at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. AT&T says logs of calls and text messages for nearly all its customers were compromised in a massive data leak. The hack happened between May and October of 2022 and also includes a very small number of customers' records in January of 2023. Ian Schur is a CBS tech consultant.
AT&T says that while the records of phone calls and text messages between people may have leaked, the actual content of those conversations did not. Still, a lot of personal information can be gleaned from this data. It includes, for example, a record of every number that AT&T customers texted or called, including customers on other wireless networks.
AT&T says law enforcement has made one arrest and is looking for others involved in the data hack. Customers with compromised data are being alerted by text, email, or U.S. mail. Last night, President Biden held his first news conference since last month's debate. Larry Sabato of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia.
I suppose in a sense people are grateful that the president got through an hour of this tough questioning in front of a large crowd. On the other hand, I don't think they were all that pleased at how well he did.
While Mr. Biden continued to reject calls to step aside after the news conference, several Democratic lawmakers asked him to withdraw from the race. Pan American water customers will soon see higher bills. The Public Utility Commission approved Thursday a 10% increase. Pan American wanted 20%. For the average customer, the rate hike will add about $17 to monthly bills. Whooping cough cases are spiking in Allegheny County. News Radio KDKA Susie Kuhl has details.
After a period of near dormancy, the whooping cough is back and with a vengeance, as cases are currently on pace for one of the highest case numbers in the county and state in recent memory. Last year, Allegheny County had just 7 recorded cases of whooping cough. This year, the county has already seen 87 cases, prompting the Department of Health to post on its Facebook page to raise awareness. That said, not everyone with an infection develops the symptoms, and vaccines work well. Whooping cough can be treated with antibiotics, though if the antibiotics are given after the cough develops, it will not improve symptoms or change the course of the disease. Susie Cole on News Radio KDKA.
Coca-Cola and the Penguins are new partners. The team announced Thursday the bottler and distributor of Coca-Cola products in the Pittsburgh region will be the official beverage provider at PPG Paints Arena and the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. The multi-year partnership will also rename the 200 level of PPG Paints Arena with Coca-Cola branding. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 248 points at 40,001. The Nasdaq is up 199. The S&P now up 48 points. KDKA Sports.
7 no-hit innings for Paul Skeens in Milwaukee.
Joe Block. After Skeens struck out 11 in another dominant performance, he threw 99 pitches, 65 for strikes, and the Pirates slipped by the Brewers 1-0. Tonight, the Bucks will play the White Sox at Chicago. The game is on 93.7 The Fan at 8:10. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better one roof at a time. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. It's sunny and 80 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
I'm with Joe Potocnik, JP Roofing and Siding with big news.
We're announcing a partnership with James Hardy Siding,
the recognized leader in the industry.
Backed by a 25-year warranty.
That gives you peace of mind.
James Hardy Siding is the best of all exterior siding products.
Upgrade your curb appeal and protect your investment.
That's exactly right.
Call Joe for a free estimate, 412-829-7711, JP Roofing and Siding.
Thanks, Larry.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces 7 extraordinary evenings at Heinz Hall with fascinating and influential speakers, featuring legendary composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, Liz Cheney, former NATO commander Admiral James Stavridis, and news anchor Chris Wallace. 1 subscription, 7 live events. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
Sorry about that. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Group Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
All right, Marty, we have at the southern end of the Highland Park Bridge in the city of Pittsburgh, crews are on the scene of an accident. This on the Washington Boulevard ramp to that span. You definitely want to leave extra time to get around that. We are seeing heavier traffic on Washington Boulevard as you try to approach that accident scene. Same story on Allegheny River Boulevard. No getting around the fluctuating delays on the Parkway West inbound. 376 headed toward downtown. You'll line up right at the top of Green Tree Hill before the Fort Pitt Tunnel portals. Parkway East inbound 376 continues to have some stop-and-go traffic between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be fairly nice. Sunshine mixing with clouds. Quite warm this afternoon. High 87 and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Low 67. A mix of sun and clouds and hot tomorrow with a high around 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Ha! Ha! I can do that part, and that's it. It's Friday, man. I want to play this Alec Baldwin thing. This trial is fascinating to me. I'm confused about the circumstance where a guy is an actor, and I want you to hear the CBS piece. You have it, Zach? We're going to play it here in a second. I'm confused. Go ahead. Sorry.
Who played make-believe with a real gun and violated the cardinal rules of firearm safety is the defendant, Alexander Baldwin.
During opening statements Wednesday, 66-year-old Alec Baldwin sat alert and took notes with his family behind him.
Each time the defendant handled this firearm, he did not do a safety check.
They all thought it was just a prop and could do no harm.
Baldwin's defense team argues Rust crew members, not Baldwin, were responsible for gun safety on set.
You will hear no evidence, not one word, that Alec Baldwin had anything to do with that real bullet being brought onto that set.
First to testify, former Santa Fe Sheriff's Deputy Nicholas LaFleur, the first officer to respond, who walked jurors through the chaotic scene captured on his body cam video. He testified that he requested a life flight to take cinematographer Helena Hutchins to the hospital. And that Baldwin admitted he was holding the gun when it went off. Jurors also heard the 911 calls from the Rust movie set. And saw police body cam video of the movie's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter back in April. Now, if convicted,
that's enough. Okay, I'm confused by this, and I'm an idiot, but I could see how the woman who was the gun handler gets convicted of involuntary manslaughter. I get that. I don't get, and I know you don't care about movie stars, and I don't either, but you have a situation here where a guy is handling all this stuff, and he's been an actor his whole life, and he's handled 1,000 guns, and no one ever said, hey, man, do a safety check on the gun because he assumes and presumes that it's okay. Okay. I had to grab the man, the best in the business, Attorney Phil DiLucente. Good morning, Phil. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. How are you?
Help me through this, brother. First of all, what is involuntary manslaughter, sir? What is that?
So in Pennsylvania, I can't speak to that state, but in Pennsylvania, it's a misdemeanor.
Oh.
And an example of an involuntary manslaughter is someone that doesn't want to intentionally cause the death of another, but does. I had a case, the Port Authority bus that accidentally ran over a Pitt student and killed him.
Yeah.
That was a involuntary manslaughter case. That was a misdemeanor. And so it's not an intentional act. One could argue it's not a reckless act, but it's an accidental act that results in the death of another. And so in this case, however, what you do have to think of is criminal negligence, okay? You have to think of, okay, was it, there was a breach, there was a duty, there was a proximate cause, and then the damage is obviously death, but in the criminal realm, so it's a little higher in layman's terms, and I'm trying to do this in layman's terms.
Sure.
The previous woman that was convicted, that did make some logical sense, right? That's her responsibility.
That's her job.
With Baldwin, he's not only the actor. I think the district attorney is trying to say, look, you were also the director and producer. And so when you talk about agency, when you're responsible for everything and everyone, just like the president is responsible, for everything and everyone, then they're trying to use this sort of agency that, but I have a hard time like you. Okay. I was shocked, disappointed, and surprised when they decided to charge him again. And this is where, we have been so lucky to have guys like Steve Zappala, Goldinger, Katie Charlton, and the list goes on, because they do not. It's like they're not going to prosecute someone just because they are famous or not famous.
Hold on. I want to jump here on something. Phil learned me on this, schooled me on this. This is spot on. Phil says back in the day, being a celebrity, being a big shot helped you. Phil points out that in today's environment, it hurts you. And I think this is celebrity hunting in a way. Do you?
Absolutely, Marty. I've said it on your show. Not only celebrities, politicians, politicians' kids. You know how many politicians I've represented, or their kids, or a family member. And I tell you, you really feel like you're up against the wall, and that's unfair. So, it's done a complete 180, and we sort of got to get to the middle again. But anyway, so Baldwin being charged in this is just ridiculous. I do think he will be acquitted. They're going to, now, the one part that Baldwin says is, I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know why he said that, and that could be what he actually believes, and it could be mistaken. But I just can't see a jury convicting this.
Hey, Phil, what's the vibe you get from juries now? Do they like the celebrity hunting? Do they buy into it, or do they still respect and look at the facts, or do they know that it's a celebrity and it makes it difficult?
I've hired jury consultants, and jury consultants are pretty decent when you have enough money to spend and do these demographics. I'll tell you, it's hard today. It's hard. We are in a society because of, Facebook, social media, things like that. There's, everybody wants to be something they might not be. And if they're not, they're disgruntled. So it is a different world. And it's always something you have to take into consideration.
Phil, you look good today, man. Look at Phil over there, Patrick. Look at him on camera. We're on the VMix KDKRadio.com. Man, he's a sharp-looking counselor. Wow. Hey, Phil, can you hang for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I got more. I got a lot more I want to talk to him about, including Biden. We'll be right back, folks. One with PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty. So we have a new accident. This in Coriopolis. Crews headed to the scene of this reported accident on 4th near the intersection with Main Street. Watch for that. Southern end of the Highland Park Bridge. Easy to see the delays gathering around an accident on the Washington Boulevard ramp to the northbound side of that span. Crews remain active there as well. Construction crews are going to set up shop on McKnight Road for your weekend. Keep this in mind, please. A single lane in each direction on McKnight all weekend long, round the clock between Nelson Run Road and Bronlich Drive. Motorists in the area still will have access to the businesses there. And that's going to be happening for the next 3 weekends. And we'll talk about it as we approach each of those weekends. And with AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
It's snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We built a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. At eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Larry Richard with Dan Bitchoff, the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center. Anxiety, Dan, you know, is at an all-time high.
It's out of control right now, Larry. We have people calling in every day to help with anxiety. And the thing that we have here at the PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center is we're able to get to the part of the brain that actually causes the anxiety. Most everybody knows that people have problems, but they can't control the anxiety on their own. So the sessions that we do actually from the first session on gets that part of the brain to stop causing that fight or flight anxiety response. And that's how we're able to give the guarantee with our program.
And you've worked with high-level athletes, Olympic athletes. Where do we get started?
We do a free consultation, and we're going to do the same thing with the clients here that we do with the U.S. Olympic team to help them win gold medals. So when you call the office for the consultation, we can set that up. It's 724-934-8446.
The PA Hypnosis and Anxiety Center, 724-934-8446. Call now.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. You find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for just $129. Get a 4th room free and take $75 off air duct cleaning. Call now 412-701-1188 or book online anytime. ZeroResPGH.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Griffin, we have Phil DiLucente. I'm intrigued by this Baldwin thing because of what Bill's talking about, where Alec Baldwin's charged with involuntary manslaughter, but the woman who's actually hired to manage the guns was convicted. So why is he responsible? So I've got Phil with me, and I wanted to read you. This is from one of my boys who's a cop who I love. He says this, Phil. I still feel like any time you touch a weapon, you should have a responsibility to be safe with it. Is that fair?
So if you were to look at that in a vacuum, that statement, that is correct. However, if you were also told that it is a prop gun, that it is not a gun that would fire real bullets or blanks. I mean, I used to love guns as a kid. I'd have cap guns.
Same.
My daddy gave me a cap gun. And you think it's a cap gun, you pull it, and there's a bullet in it. Is that the responsibility? So no, I don't agree with that statement unless it's in a vacuum.
Nice.
You have a responsibility to the extent of what you believe that item is. And there's lots of fake guns out there that are faux guns. Look at Bruce Lee's son, Bruce Lee, who got shot in a movie as well. With a weapon.
So you have to presume or assume that the person hired to make sure this isn't a real gun is doing their job. What's amazing about this case, Phil, they still haven't proven where the bullet came from or how it got on that set. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, that's exactly right. And really, the duty and the responsibility, it's just, for instance, if somebody was poisoned on the set and there's a caterer or there's somebody in charge of the food, I mean, they're in charge of that food to make sure that it's safe or it's not spoiled or whatever. If they died from some type of disease because of the food, that's not the responsibility of an actor. My goodness, I mean, our society. It's true. It's unbelievable. Look in a mirror one of these days.
So if the set
places that high bird.
So if the set, Phil, collapses on the actors, why not charge Alec Baldwin with that too? Because he's the producer and in essence responsible for building that set.
That's right. And if that's the new standard, then what are we going to have? Every single producer, director, writer, everyone's responsible for everything. I mean, it gets to the point where this is where people get frustrated with the law, Marty.
All right, I gotta change gears because I have you here and you're so good at this stuff and I need your input. So if you have a client that is having a difficult time communicating and they can't communicate well in a trial, what do you do, man? Do you test their competency, Phil? Do you ignore it? And I'm kind of referring in a backhanded way to the president of the United States. How do you handle that when they've changed?
Yeah, so, when we talk about competency, if you do put a witness on the stand, there's a series of questions you have to ask them. And that's even for minor children if they were called to testify. Do they understand right from wrong and all that good stuff? But when, you're dealing with someone like the president, I've heard everybody's position, and I'm about as middle of the road as you can get. All I can tell you is it's the most stressful job alive. No one has a harder job. Biden, everyone admits he did horrible in the debate. I heard him last night. I thought he did a lot better. But you also have to take the individual. Biden had a stuttering problem, and he was also someone who would say something believing that you already understood the backstory behind it. So that coupled with now the aging is problematic for persons in his own party as well as his competitors. But I will say this. He's going to be the nominee because he has all the money. And what nobody's been talking about is, it's either going to be him or Harris. And that's it because, all that money is in their control.
Hey, Phil, have you ever had to put a client through a competency test?
So I have had clients that we've had to hire psychiatrists to determine whether or not they were competent to stand trial.
I see. Yes. This is different than that.
Yeah.
And then a cognitive test, which is obviously basics, but yeah.
Yeah, a cognitive test. But when you look at President Biden as well, there is cause for concern, right?
Yes,
I mean, just because of the age and what have you, the holding the hands in a certain way, the pauses, things like this. So, everybody feels bad. That's our president. Whether Democrat or Republican, you're supposed to love your president, and you do feel bad at the end of the day.
All right, and I got to grab you for one more thing because you're here and because you've worked downtown for at least, how long now have you been downtown?
25 years.
All right, John Perry, same thing, and he's right across the street from me, and all my lawyer friends are downtown and stacked downtown, and I was in the county executive's office yesterday, same thing. Downtown has changed dramatically. When you're out there, Phil, do you notice it?
Yeah, in fact, I have a legal intern I took to federal court on a case yesterday, and I told her it's so strange because when you used to walk down to the federal building in the morning hours, rush hour, I mean, there were people, it was hustling, bustling. You'd hear people beeping because they weren't making the right turn. Luke Ravenstall had to hire police, remember, to get traffic moving throughout the city. And now it's just sort of, I don't want to say it's vacant. It's gotten better, but it's like probably 40% better than what, COVID had. It's just not there.
He made a great observation, Patrick. I posted, I'm so glad you said this, 2 pictures yesterday, downtown at noon. On Grant Street and Smithfield. No traffic, no foot traffic. It has changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And you have to wonder where we're going to go from here. It's shocking that there aren't more people that want to get out of their home and actually go and communicate with others. And I think, I've talked to people in law enforcement. I've talked to people, at law enforcement offices that are lawyers. When you don't have persons, mentors and interaction with them, people might say, well, they could get their job done. People could get their job done a lot of ways in life.
That's right.
But what's the best way? You learn from a mentor. You're hand in hand. You're at the office. Then you go to lunch and you talk and you communicate. We in this country, the problem, everyone says we got all these different problems. You know what I think the biggest problem is? We have a communication problem. And everybody thinks they're communicating more than ever because of this social media. We're communicating less.
I agree.
It's misunderstood. We have a big communication problem. And that goes for political camps, messaging. We have a huge, you could make billions of dollars being a great communicator.
Phil DiLucente, my brother, spot on today, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty.
All right, man. It's actually fascinating, his observations of downtown, because I was there yesterday, and then a bunch of people sent me photographs. Take out the issues of crime and that it's grimy and that there's stuff happening downtown. I was sent at least a dozen photographs of downtown yesterday at noon, and no one was out to lunch. And Phil's observation is spot on. When I was downtown a lot, and I'm not anymore, if you went downtown at noon, you could not walk because there was so much traffic on the streets. Car traffic and foot traffic. And one of my boys owns a restaurant in the very building where Phil is an attorney, and the restaurant is struggling because folks never came back. And by the way, if someone said to me right now, hey, Marty, why don't you open some offices downtown? I'm going to say 2 words. Hell no. I just don't think it's safe right now, or as safe as I would want it to be for my female employees or male employees walking alone. It just isn't there, and that's the fact, Jack.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, I'm starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It's partly cloudy, 80 at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Ross Township has become the target for thieves breaking into vehicles. It's a concern in Laurel Gardens, where video shows 2 suspects entering several unlocked vehicles and stealing items. This happened around 4:30 a.m. Thursday. Ross police are asking anyone with video that could help investigators to contact them. They're also advising residents to make sure their vehicles are locked. Your options for picking up a summer beverage with a kick will soon expand in Pennsylvania. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Pennsylvanians will be able to buy canned alcoholic drinks called ready-to-drink cocktails from a wider variety of retailers under legislation approved Thursday. Restaurants, bars, beer distributors, grocery, and convenience stores that are already licensed to sell alcohol can get a special permit to sell the canned drinks. Under current law, only the state-owned wine and liquor stores are allowed to sell the canned drinks. The new bill restricts the sale of drinks to before 11 p.m. and to drinks that have a lower alcohol content than 12.5%. The state Senate approved the bill 3217 and sent it to Governor Josh Shapiro's desk for final signature. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
U.S. scientists believe they have discovered a cause of the disease lupus. And CBS's Michael Toscano tells us that may lead to a cure.
Researchers at Northwestern Medicine and Brigham and Women's Hospital say they have found a molecular defect that promotes systemic lupus. The disease affects over 1.5 million people in the U.S. with life-threatening damage to organs, including the brain, heart, and kidneys. Their findings say if they can reverse that molecular defect, it could potentially reverse the disease. Existing treatments often fail to control the disease and have damaging side effects. Michael Toscano, CBS News.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 327 points now at 40,081. The Nasdaq up 203, and the S&P is ahead by 51. KDKA Radio News Time 11:32. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Hi, I'm Colleen Coyne from Aetna Medicare. And if you're turning 65 and have questions about Medicare, Aetna can help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-2862, TTY 711 to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Hey guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology, which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
You've been told you have neuropathy. Tired of the burning, numbness, tingling? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and Dr. Sean Ritchie, D.C. get results.
My legs were on fire from my toes to my knees. They were numb. I've gone to 46 doctors. I was desperate. Believe me, I was desperate. I would do anything to get better because my life wasn't the life I wanted. It's the first time I'm able to walk. I couldn't walk more than 3 or 4 steps. Now I can walk blocks.
And I went to doctors and then give me pills. My improvement has gone 60%, and I'm on my way to 100%.
Don't listen to the neurologist when I tell you there's nothing that can be done. Once a nerve's dead, it's dead. Because there is something that can be done. I'm living proof of that.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Suffering from neuropathy? Visit marydanston.com or call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers with locations throughout the greater Pittsburgh area.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's going on out there?
Well, we have some better news. Looks like crews, Marty, are in the final stages of clearing that earlier accident from the southern end of the Highland Park Bridge on Washington Boulevard. This in the city of Pittsburgh, of course. They've been working there with that for a bit. It's on or was on the Washington Boulevard ramp to the Highland Park Bridge. Still a little bit of a slowdown there, but things are easing up a bit. Speaking of slowdowns, you'll find them in your weekend travels through the eastern suburbs on the Parkway East 376. It's going to be reduced to a single lane of traffic in each direction round the clock beginning tonight at 9 and continuing through 5 on Monday morning. That lane pinch will greet you between the Penn Hills exit and the bridge over William Penn Highway, Old William Penn Highway. That's, of course, part of that massive construction project out there. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and very warm this afternoon, high 87. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Shine Awards will honor the achievements of young people in and outside of Pittsburgh at its 15th annual premiere ceremony on August 4th at Pittsburgh Playhouse downtown. The Shine Awards Foundation is a nonprofit organization that celebrates young adults ages 13 through 24 for making a positive impact in their communities through community service, entrepreneurship, academics, the arts, service and ministry, science, youth group participation, and overcoming obstacles. Join us at this year's Shine Awards. Details at kdkradio.com.
All right, we made it. Friday, end of the week. We got a whole bunch of stories for you. It's 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK.
So, on Friday, and I got to explain this to you because if you understand this, then you understand me, and then you understand what life is like with me on a daily basis around the clock. I'm what you would call mischievous, okay? So, my man Patrick, because I love him, he goes out on Friday mornings and gets donuts from Oakmont Bakery, and he brings them here, and everybody loves it, and it's really cool. They're delicious. Delicious! I don't eat much of it. I just don't. But here's what I do. And I'm going to be honest why I do it. I do it to aggravate people in the newsroom because I can and because I'm a jagoff. So there are a few people in the newsroom that get really aggravated if I cut like a surgeon with a knife. I don't tear it apart. I don't touch it. I cut a small piece of a donut and eat it. Now, here's the other thing I do to aggravate people. This really gets to Zeiss. I don't know why. It makes Paul Zeiss crazy if I leave the box open, the donut box. So, Patrick brings the donuts in today. And because we have fewer folks on Fridays, there aren't a lot of donuts. There's a box, probably a dozen in there, maybe less. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Because I am a jagoff, I cut a small piece, like small, man, like maybe 1/8 from every single donut in the box and ate it. I'm that guy in the newsroom. You just want to kick his ass. And I don't know why I did it. sometimes I do it because I love Raz. And I hope that while I'm doing it, he notices. And then he makes some comment like, you need help. And then I laugh and I'm validated and I move on. Today he's busy. He's working a lot. He's focused. So he hasn't seen me do the destructive deed that I did. The other issue is, usually when I'm doing it, Hat is in the newsroom. Hat's not there today. The other reason I do it, as I already mentioned, is it makes Zeiss crazy. Because Zeiss can't stand it when I leave the box open. I can't find Zeiss. I don't know why, but he's not here today. Which raises the question, why did I do that today? Why? I do something similar to my wife. And I love my wife. I would die right now for my wife. So my wife will say to me, honey, because I'm the treat man. On Friday evenings, I will grab Vince, my son, and we will jump into the car and go to Giant Eagle, which is literally a half mile from our house, and make an ice cream run and a snack run. Okay? Okay. Christine told me last week, my wife, as gorgeous as she is, and she is, she wants to lose a few pounds and told me not to buy her any snacks. Okay? So I went to the Giant Eagle, got like 4 things of ice cream, this Talahook or whatever the hell it is. There's this new ice cream out there that I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with. I ate almost a gallon of it in one weekend. Talahook, Talabook, Tala something. Oh, Tilla who?
Tillamook.
Tillamook. It's from Oregon. It's extra creamy and delicious. In the run to Giant Eagle, I got snacks for my wife, including the deadly sins to her. Cool Ranch Doritos, big bag, family size. Cheetos, both the puffy Cheetos and the crunchy Cheetos. And I brought them home. It gets worse, or better. Like, I eat the ice cream and Vincent eats the ice cream. We're cool. What I do to my wife is, because she loves Doritos, Cool Ranch, if you're ever out there shopping for Doritos for my wife. And I open the bag. I'll make sure she's not in the room. I'll listen for her upstairs. I'll open the big bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and put them on the counter in the kitchen so that when she walks in, she sees the Doritos and the smell wafting through the air of the Doritos. And 9 times out of 10, the only time she ever, that's a mouse to cheese, man. A mouse to cheese. The only time she didn't go for it, she was like half asleep or sick or something. It's what I do. It's how I roll. It's how I bring joy. It's how I bring joy into other people's lives. It's just, the donut thing didn't help me today. I got nothing out of it because no one responded. And it kind of irritates me. But Raz is too busy. Pat's not here. And Zeiss must be golfing. And the Dorito thing, that test will be conducted tonight. Oh, the Tala, yeah, this ice cream. If you're out there looking, this Talahook, Tillamook. 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 Here are the flavors I've tried. Oh, yeah, the mudslide for sure. The natural vanilla. The Oregon strawberry. The Oregon strawberry. Yeah, I've tried that. The creamy old-fashioned vanilla. Yeah, I've tried them all. Oh, the Oregon black cherry. Tillamook. The last time we went to Giant Eagle, which was last Friday night, we bought 5 of them. How you doing? And in the process of the weekend, I ate 2. That's a full gallon. Which answers the question, why the hell do you work out 3 hours a day? The one-word answer, Tillamook ice cream. How you doing? Pittsburgh Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
Dude, you are killing me.
Say,
I am so stinking hungry over here.
You
right
like
now.
the Tillamook? Have you tried it?
I have not, but ice cream is my kryptonite, so now I'm going to have to.
Hold on, write this down. Tillamook.
Okay, done.
It's delicious.
Check it out.
And how about the Cool Ranch Doritos?
You know, yeah. You're just killing me. I'm over here slobbering on myself, Marty. Knock it off.
Hold on. Does your husband do that kind of stupid stuff to entice you into gorging yourself?
No, because he's in the Eat to Live club. I would be in the Live to Eat club. He's the better human as far as healthy eating.
Man, he's wasting himself. Come on.
Yeah, but he looks much better than I do.
You only die once. Come on, go for it.
All right, let's
Thank
talk
you.
traffic. Ooh, stop talking food, making me hungry. Restrictions, they're coming your way on I-79 this weekend in Robinson Township, Allegheny County, beginning tonight, weather permitting. They will, looks like the weather shall, by the way. These restrictions will be round the clock for your weekend. Bridge deck work on the structures carrying I-79 traffic over 376 means the single lane traffic patterns will be there in both directions from 7 tonight through 6 on Monday. So consider yourselves warned, folks. The oversized loads will be restricted and redirected because of the lane pinch being so narrow. Cars obviously can get through. The interchange ramps will remain open. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
At UPMC. It's an amazing, UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
With over 75 million albums sold, 6 top 10 hits, and 14 platinum albums, an evening of icons, an unforgettable night of classic hits. It's the Commodores and the Spinners. Friday, August 2nd, the event center at Rivers Casino. Get tickets now at riverscasino.com. An evening of icons.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. Have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien High Efficiency Tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's wrong with Rick? He's kind of spacey.
That's Rick's identical twin, Scott. He's not used to answering direct.
What's going on? Rick asked me to keep it secret, but he asked his twin to cover his shift so he could go to Diamonds Direct to shop.
But this is a jewelry store.
Exactly. But the prices and selection are so much better at Diamonds Direct. Rick doesn't want the boss to get suspicious, so Scott's here in case the boss sees Rick at Diamonds Direct.
But that would mean that the boss is at Diamonds Direct too.
Yeah? We have a lot of secrets.
You never know who you'll run into at Diamonds Direct. With unbeatable direct importer prices, the highest quality diamonds, the most sought-after designer rings, the best customer service, the strongest guarantees in the industry, it's just a no-brainer.
You think if Scott had a mustache, he'd look like me?
Go where everyone goes. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Proud partner of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
Statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Paul Martino here. Pittsburgh's best deli by far is Food for Thought on North Craig Street. Folks trek to Food for Thought again and again. Mouth-watering, large sandwiches made with boar's head meats, freshly made salads. They make their own corned beef. It's the best in town. Fresh, authentic, delicious. Food for Thought, North Craig Street. Visit Bob the Deli King, Tuesday through Sundays, 9 to 4. Enjoy the best deli around.
Imagine being able to change a child's story. I'm a volunteer at CASA of Westmoreland who is working to make that dream a reality. As a volunteer, court-appointed special advocate, I advocate for abused and neglected children, ensuring their voices are heard in court. You can be that voice. Join CASA and make a lasting impact in a child's life. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to volunteer or donate today. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Be the change a child needs.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
We'll talk about a couple of community crime issues that happened in the last couple of days that were troubling. First of all, these moron kids. And I mean that in the nicest way. And I think they were neighborhood kids because of the circumstance of how it happened and the idiocy by which they did it. But I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. They ran into Empire Music in Mount Lebanon, which is an amazing place. Have you been? Empire Music? It's this, they call themselves a guitar store, but there's so much more than that. When my kids were young, and my man Rob Kenya, his sons have also taken lessons there, but when Chloe was young, and we thought she was musically inclined, and quite frankly, she still is, Empire Music has this really cool program where they put you in this rock band with other kids, and they rehearse. And she was the singer, and she was probably, 7, 8. Empire Music right there on Washington Road, Mount Lebanon. And they coach you and teach you, and it's very inexpensive, but it's just this enrichment process where you learn to feel comfortable, you learn to perform, you learn to practice. It's actually very, very, very cool. It's a beautiful store. They're great, great people. Empire Music, Mount Lebanon. In case you didn't hear what happened, these kids with masks on or hoods or whatever the hell the idiots were wearing, and I'm serious, I think they're Mount Lebanon Jagoffs. I think that's the name they go by, or should anyway. They ran in there and grabbed, and from what I'm told, they randomly grabbed 4 guitars. From what I'm told, they really didn't kind of know what they were doing. Because this place is renowned, by the way, for their expertise and their guitar knowledge and blah, blah, blah. And the morons went in there and grabbed 4 guitars. I'm told they might have recovered 1. And then they just ran into the neighborhood. Seriously. And this wonderful, wonderful witness got the license plate. I hope they snatch them up today. I hope they send them to Guitar Land with bars on it, like Elvis, Jailhouse Rock kind of stuff, where they can learn how funny their little antics are. I hope their parents don't try to use influence to say, oh, poor Johnny was just pulling a prank. He wanted to ruin your business and scare the hell out of people. Because they came in there with masks on and scared the hell out of people. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? This is Empire Music on Washington Road in Mount Lebanon. Here's the other thing they do that's really cool. My son's kind of starting to get interested in guitar. Have lessons there with like parent-kid lessons. So you go there. It's actually very cool because parents are so busy. They kind of don't have time, right? So that they teach you guitar together. How about that? So they got ripped off 4 guitars, about $40,000. Guitars are expensive, electric guitars. So are some of the acoustics. But I'm convinced they know who it is, and I'm convinced they'll arrest them. But it's just another sign of the deterioration of our culture in our society beyond the city limits. In bucolic, we live in a bubble. Everybody's happy in Mount Lebanon. It's not true. Every city has issues, and that one is despicable, what happened there. But I'm glad no one was hurt. The other issue, I saw this surveillance video from Ross Township. These hoodlums walking up and down the street. This happens all the time. A lot of times it's drug addicts. Sometimes it's young kids. Again, opening unlocked car doors, and then they go through your car and steal everything on your car. I leave my car open a lot. I'm an idiot because you forget. And you live in Ross Township and you think it's cool. The truth is, as with the story I just told you about bucolic, perfect, not so perfect Mount Lebanon, stuff happens. And all I'm suggesting is if you're going to leave your car open, don't leave anything in there of value. Because these kids know this, and they'll spend their whole night, and they did it like 3 or 4 in the morning, opening cars, stealing phones, guns, a lot of guns. People leave them in the glove compartment. I'm not calling you an idiot. We all leave stuff in our cars, and we all leave our cars open. But what I'm saying is, just think about it. And I hope to hell they catch these morons who ripped off that wonderful guitar store, Empire Music, in Mount Lebanon. I hope they catch them today and punish them. Send them to Jailhouse Rock.
The countdown to November 5th is happening now.
Biden, Trump.
There's a lot to consider. The 2024 election.
The border, the economy. It just keep going up. Inflation for sure.
All you need to know is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
It's Lynn Hayes Freeland. We hear so much about identity theft. You know it happens every 2 seconds, but there are some steps you can take to protect yourself thanks to AARP Pennsylvania. It's a free fraud shred event on Saturday, July 20th from 9 a.m. to noon. You can safely dispose of any sensitive documents. It all takes place at the Monroeville Convention Center at 209 Mall Plaza Boulevard in Monroeville. And you can check out the AARP Pennsylvania website if you need more details. Otherwise, see you July 20th.
For eligible individuals 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Your hearing aid sounding now.
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Selects Premium Package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to JabraEnhance.com/try. That's JABRA Enhance.com/try. JabraEnhance.com/try.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A few clouds. It's 83 at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. We have breaking news. The Pirates have just announced on social media Paul Skeens has been named the starting pitcher for the National League at the All-Star Game. AT&T says hackers accessed records of calls and texts for nearly all its cellular customers for a 6-month period between May and October of 2022. In a statement, AT&T said the compromised data does not include the content of calls or texts or personal information. CBS Tech contributor Ian Scher.
There are a lot of questions about how AT&T could allow this much information to be stolen and what it is doing to ensure that it responsibly holds on to people's information in the future.
The company also says the hack includes a very small number of customers' records from January of 2023. AT&T says at least one person has been arrested and affected customers will be alerted. Plans for a mixed-use housing and retail project at Bloomfield Community Market is most likely dead. News Radio KDK Susie Cool has the latest.
Plans for a new grocery store, public square, retail, and hundreds of apartments in Pittsburgh's Bloomfield neighborhood appear to be long gone. The plans pitched by the O'Hara-based Echo Realty team were stalled when the city's zoning board rejected a variance last year, but that decision was then later appealed. This means Giant Eagle will continue to operate the community market grocery store. However, it's bittersweet for the Bloomfield Development Corporation as no new housing will be coming online. The redevelopment plans were largely supported by the Bloomfield community, including nearby businesses like Trace Brewing. Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
Pennsylvania lawmakers ground through a flurry of votes Thursday to approve a budget. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the story.
Pennsylvania lawmakers passed a budget deal Thursday, nearly 2 weeks after missing the deadline at the start of the new fiscal year. The $47.6 billion plan represents a 6% increase in spending, with most of the new money going toward public schools and human services. Governor Josh Shapiro signed the bill late last night.
We trusted one another, and we listened to one another, and we understood one another. This budget is a major victory for the people we were all elected to serve, the good people of Pennsylvania.
The plan doesn't increase sales or income tax rates and requires $3 billion in surplus funds to balance. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
City Parks is activating 4 cooling centers this weekend with forecast highs above 90 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. The Healthy Active Living Centers in Brighton Heights, Homewood, Sheridan, and the South Side will be open from noon to 7 p.m. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 305 points at 40,059. The Nasdaq up 169 points, and the S&P is up 44. KDKA Sports on Thursday.
The all-star rookie of the Pirates getting applause from the Brewers fans. That's how well he has pitched today.
And that performance has earned Paul Skeens the honor of being named the National League's starting pitcher in the All-Star Game. Up next for the Bucks, 3 games with the White Sox in Chicago. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Time to get your bathroom remodeled with Rebath. Schedule your free in-home design and quote today with Rebath. Sunny and 83 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke.
Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
Hi, it's Paul Alexander. As we age, we tend to accept certain changes as inevitable. A little extra weight here, a new medication there. It's almost like we're expected to just adapt and accept. It doesn't have to be that way. Awaken 180 Golden is challenging the status quo of aging. A new program crafted to address precisely what matters to those of us over 60. Boosting mobility, reducing medications instead of adding them, easing stress on our joints, and of course, weight loss. Awaken 180 Golden is a 1 to 3 month transformative nutrition program, both doctor and registered dietitian approved. Working out is not required. And of course, you'll receive expert coaching and free support for life. You all know my results with Awaken 180, and I'm even more confident with Awaken 180 Golden. You'll achieve those goals too. Everything to gain with only weight to lose. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. My man, Zach, what's up out there?
Yes, sir. Taking a look outside. Traffic is kind of normal for this day, but we do on West Carson Street, right across from the Carnegie Science Center, opposite side of the Ohio River. We do have a crash that is going west on Carson Street, so that could potentially cause some delays. Other than that, downtown Pittsburgh, really not too much to worry about there. You're seeing maybe at most a 10-minute delay going into the city at some of those common places over the Fort Pitt Bridge, but going outside of the city, the Greenfield to Edgewood, Swissville area, going both east and west on that route, seeing a little bit of delays there. With AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, this is Network.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and very warm this afternoon, high 87. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Skiing stuff is cool. This one, I like the skiing story because you look at his interviews, he was raised right. Handle himself really cool. Kind of cool. Kind of cool having a buzz around the Pirates. I saw they're only 3 games back of the wild card. That's kind of cool, too. I love it. I hope they win every game. I just do. Oh, we went last weekend, and it was sold out. It's kind of cool. The thing is, people love it. It's a beautiful ballpark. It's a great atmosphere. They're very nice. I like the vibe they give off. I know they like to pick on the owner. I just don't particularly pay much attention to that. They win, he makes money, okay, everybody's happy. But he seems to be an easy target in this town. I don't know enough about it to be a pro, but they're winning, man. Staff is wonderful, the PR people are wonderful, but this kid, man, what do they say? He's the best since Nolan Ryan? Wow. I am lucky enough to have worked in Dallas when Nolan Ryan was with the Rangers, and he was an amazing man, an amazing athlete, and he was raised right. Perfect gentleman, the way he carried himself. The older I get, I'm a lot more into character in people, and I judge it based on how they treat other people. because I've been around a lot of jocks in my career with coverage and all the other crap. And the jocks that treat people well, they were raised right. Paul Skeens was raised right. You can just tell in his interviews, in his demeanor, in his attitude, his background, how he was chosen this, given this special number in college, and how he's helped people, and he's humble. For someone that good, who's gifted, they say the best since Nolan Ryan. Nolan was my man. Loved him. Saw him pitch a no-hitter. How about that? So I don't get much into baseball. It's a great sport. Man, when you walk into that ballpark, you never get used to how beautiful it is. And last week we were there when they played the Mets. And there was a guy behind us who was from New York. Massive, whacked out Mets fan, but entertaining enough. He loved the ballpark. He could not believe how beautiful it is. So I wish them all the success in the world. I hope this young man wins the Cy Young. I hope he never gets hurt, because that's what you worry about when someone throws that hard, as if I know. And I love the way Pittsburgh is getting to kind of bask in that. It's really cool that he's starting. Oh, Paulie, you hearing this? Paulie, this is extraordinary. And I don't talk about sports a lot because I'm stupid. But this skiing stuff, man, it just feels good, right, man? I don't hear him.
There you go. Of Mario Lemieux.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything like this since then. And he's now nationally, to get that, the guy was drafted this time last year. Now he's starting the All-Star game? I mean, that's never happened before.
Paulie, you've been
He's
around
doing
jocks
things that have never been done.
You've been around jocks your whole career. And again, I don't know this that much, but he carries himself well, if you know what I'm saying. You can't hear me. Huh. All right, we'll figure that out and get back to Paul. Paul knows this stuff. But
Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, I can.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, good.
He carries himself the way he must have been raised right? This kid gets it, yeah?
Well, it's his background.
Yeah.
I mean, being at the Air Force Academy.
Yes.
I mean, he's that guy. I mean, one of the best stories I've heard so far is that when he was at the Air Force Academy, they had a very solemn recognition of 11 soldiers that were killed overseas. And 2 guys weren't nearly as upset as they should have been. And they were kind of goofing around.
Oh.
And he let it all take place, let it all happen. And then afterward, he went over and not like in any kind of, grandiose way, just said, guys, we don't do that here. We just lost 11 guys. And that's not how we act around here.
Yeah, he was raised right, man.
100%.
The way he does interviews, he's not cocky, he's not a jerk,
they
right?
had an opportunity to throw a no-hitter.
Yeah.
And that's still a big deal in Major League Baseball.
Sure.
And we haven't had a single, John Candelaria in the 70s is the last individual to throw a no-hitter, for the Pirates. So it's a huge deal. He had no, outward showing of disappointment. He didn't show up the manager. I thought it was kind of silly for them to say he looked tired. He didn't look tired to me. He got through the 7th inning on 6 pitches. So he could have been really upset that he didn't get the opportunity to finish what he started and maybe have a no-hitter. But you know what? He was professional as all get out and is mature, more mature than almost any 22-year-old you ever come across.
Hey, you mentioned Mario. It's so poignant and so spot on. If Mario turned the Penguins around, could he do that for the Pirates?
No, quite frankly.
Oh, you don't think?
As a pitcher, that's every 5 days, every 5 games.
Yeah.
If they build around him, I mean, it's an opportunity for the Pirates to say, listen, we have this young man, we have Jarrett Jones, we have Mitch Keller, we have the starting of one of the best rotations in baseball. If they start adding pieces and going after additional talent aggressively, absolutely, they could be great. And by the way, Mario, he scored on his first shift in the NHL. Scored a goal on his first shift. Hello.
And Skeens is one of those guys, because my kids will say, well, Dad, he won't stay with the Pirates. How's that work with their first contract?
Well, he could be the next Garrett Cole. Unfortunately, if Skeens continues on this trajectory, there's no reason to believe that he won't, he'll price himself out of this market.
But how quickly, though? How quickly do they have to do that?
Well, without a salary cap in baseball, that's the way it is.
But do they get him for 2 or 3 years, though, with the rookie deal?
Could you imagine if Mario, after 5 or 6 years, went somewhere else? We wouldn't even have hockey here right now.
That's true. But hold on, with the rookie contract, do they get him a couple years?
They have control for 6 years.
Oh. Okay.
They go to arbitration after 4, and they're going to have to, if they want to keep him, that'll be a price tag of $25 to $30 million per year, at least, maybe even more by then. So the economics of baseball make it very difficult for the Pirates to remain, viable as far as being a contending team.
When's the last time they had a player that created this kind of buzz on a national level? Barry Bonds?
Yeah, Bonds certainly in that.
Okay.
And they couldn't keep him.
No. Oh. Kid has class, though, brother.
Love him. Yeah. Absolutely love him.
All right. Hey, hang in there, folks. I want you folks to listen to some Biden stuff, and then I want your opinion right after this. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up?
Yes, sir. I had reported on that West Carson Street accident that had happened a little bit earlier in the day. It looks like that has been cleared up, and it really didn't cause too much delays there. So they were able to get that cleaned up really, really quickly. Outside of the city, over in the McCandless, Wexford area, Route 19 right there, going towards and away from the city. So both north and south, seeing some delays there, particularly by Ross Township. About 10 minutes or so delays there. Elsewhere throughout the city, not really getting any worse or any better around the city. So Edgewood, Swissville area, I-376 going east and west. Possibly some traffic there is particularly going with AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg with your Lowe's weekend weather update in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a very warm day Saturday with a good deal of sunshine and a high of 89. It'll be hot and humid Sunday with times of sun and clouds along with a thunderstorm and a high up to 92. Don't miss up to 70% off select major appliances at the Lowe's closeout event. But hurry, these deals are too good to last because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through August 7th while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
AccuWeather's proven superior accuracy means you'll be better informed and better prepared with precise local forecasts and severe weather alerts. You might think that all weather apps are the same, but in study after study, the superior accuracy of AccuWeather's forecasts and warnings have been proven in all categories. When you have things to do, you want the weather forecasts that are dependable and accurate so you can plan ahead with peace of mind. Download the AccuWeather app at the App Store or Google Play today.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Shorkey Kia's low summer payments are bringing the heat across our 500 vehicle inventory. New 24 Kia Sportage X-Line, $269 a month. New 24 Kia Telluride S, $299 a month. Lease your choice for 24 months with $3,000 due at signing. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. North Huntington and Wexford, PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 7/31/24.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents.
and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Traffic brought to you by Friendship Village of South Hills. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Gigantic July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank NTC? Fresh chicken drumsticks, $1.29 per pound. Large fresh mangoes are 67 cents each. And hardwood smoked Eckrich hard salami, $4.99 per pound. Come see us at Coons.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend JK, the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Every 30 seconds, the equivalent of a dump truck full of plastic is dumped into the ocean. Army vet Chris Vidot founded Sheets Laundry Club to do something about that. Their small, postcard-sized detergent sheets are trying to make a big difference.
900 million plastic laundry jugs wind up in the landfill or the oceans every single year. So every box that we sell obviously eliminates one bottle from being put on the shelf elsewhere. The initial goal the first year was, I think, 25,000 boxes. Over the course of 2.5 years, we're a little over 1 million bottles. The goal, again, is to turn the tide on plastic pollutions.
John Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with John Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Zach, do me a favor. Play the clips with the back-to-back flubs from... I'm not trying to pick on the president. I'm just trying to point out where we're at here. Then we'll play the Nancy Cordes piece. So this is from last night. Joe Biden. The first was his engagement with world leaders, and the second was from the news conference. But listen to Joe Biden from last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway.
There you go. Second.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she's not qualified to be president.
Play them both again, please. They gave me the creeps, honestly. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway. I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she's not qualified to be president.
If you listen, I screw up all the time. I screw up names. There's something about that that's different. I've been around grown men and grown women in power my entire career. I've been blessed to meet presidents, senators, CEOs, chairman, whatever you want to call them, CFOs, COOs. No one ever did that. Ever. Now, I've been around men that became ill and got older, and they did that. And women that got ill and got older, and they did that. What I've heard, George Clooney's a movie star, and I generally don't give a squat about what they have to say, but he kind of nailed it. And if my wife were here, she would tell you, because she cannot tell a lie. There are times when he starts to talk when I turn it down because I don't want to hear it, because it makes me uncomfortable. He makes me uncomfortable. By the way, I had this, I'm not trying to equate the two. I had the same vibe with Ronald Reagan. I was kind of young enough to know and kind of started getting my game on in terms of interest in journalism and politics and the flubs. What happens now in the social media world is that Biden, so back in that day, Reagan would say that, and then you'd see it on the nightly news, and that's it. Not no more. With social media, within 5 minutes, those clips are on X, reaching tens of millions of people. All of them saying, man, we're screwed. Man, we're in trouble. Zach, do me a favor, please. Play the CBS piece. Thank you. Nancy Cordes, CBS.
The president took questions from 11 reporters, and he cast his age as an asset, arguing that it has given him the experience and wisdom to get things done. So now the question is, did he do enough to head off the wave of defections that congressional Democrats have warned could come today?
I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president.
With his re-election bid on the line, an animated President Biden answered questions about his health.
And they say I'm in good shape. Okay?
His age.
The only thing age does is help you with it. Creates a little bit of wisdom if you pay attention.
And his record.
Can you name me somebody who's got more major piece of legislation passed in 3.5 years? I created 2,000 jobs just last week.
He also showed some of the fire that Democrats were expecting to see in the debate 2 weeks ago.
More children are killed by a bullet than any other cause of death. The United States of America. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing?
His performance was good enough to reassure some lawmakers.
I think he convinced a lot of people he should stay in the race.
But right after the press conference ended, 3 more House Democrats called on him to withdraw from the race, bringing the total to 17 lawmakers.
I will not stand silent as I see a trajectory to an electoral loss that leads to the presidency of Donald Trump and all that he has promised.
Have you spent time thinking about what it would mean for your legacy, which you've worked decades to build, if you stay in the race, despite the concerns that voters say they have, and you lose to someone who you yourself have argued is unfit to return to the Oval Office?
Well, look, I'm not in this for my legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started.
And while he said the other day that only the Lord Almighty could get him to leave the race, last night he did say there's one other thing that might sway him.
Unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that.
Biden's night was marred by a couple of missteps. Right at the start of the press conference, he transposed the names of his opponent and his running mate.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
He made a similar mistake a couple of hours earlier when introducing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin.
He realized his mistake when the crowd gasped.
President Zelensky, I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President. I'm better.
Makes me very uncomfortable. It's not about me. I just don't think he can do it. I just don't. That's not an A game. That's not an A student. That's not a president. It just isn't. It's my grandfather. He's now 82, and Grandpa was a hell of a man, but Grandpa doesn't have his fastball. My fastball's slower. Now, I'm in the 60s. I ain't doing this at 82. And I'm not a president, thank God. After the break, I want you to hear, Larry did an amazing interview this morning with this amazing doctor, and then we'll take some phone calls, but I want you to hear that first. Amazing stuff. I just don't think he's the guy.
Support comes from Friendship Village of South Hills, a resort-style senior living community providing hospitality to Pittsburgh residents in search of stability, new connections, and new adventures. More information at friendshipvillagepa.com.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 24-25 season at Heinz Hall. 7 events will broaden your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Featuring legendary composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, Liz Cheney, Supreme Court correspondent Nina Totenberg, and artificial intelligence pioneer Oren Etzioni. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Sunny and 83 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. The Trump and Biden campaigns are coming to Pennsylvania this weekend. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen.
Former President Donald Trump returns to Butler County on Saturday for a rally ahead of next week's Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Trump's appearing at the Butler Farm Show. Residents overwhelmingly support him in Butler County. In the 2020 election, he carried 2/3 of the vote. Mr. Trump is leading President Joe Biden by more than 5 percentage points in the Real Clear Politics average of Pennsylvania polls. The same day in Pittsburgh, First Lady Jill Biden will speak at the Italian Sons and Daughters of America dinner, and Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Philadelphia for a campaign event. Pennsylvania is the most populous battleground state with 19 electoral votes, and it is difficult to win 270 of them and the presidency without them. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Giant Eagle's looking at a new West End location. The Pittsburgh Business Times reports the grocery chain is in negotiations to buy a closed shop and save store that's being renovated on Noblestown Road. That's less than 2 miles from the Giant Eagle at Parkway Center. Your option for picking up a summer beverage with a kick will soon expand in Pennsylvania. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
Pennsylvanians will be able to buy canned alcoholic drinks called ready-to-drink cocktails from a wider variety of retailers under legislation approved Thursday. Restaurants, bars, beer distributors, grocery, and convenience stores that are already licensed to sell alcohol can get a special permit to sell the canned drinks. Under current law, only the state-owned wine and liquor stores are allowed to sell the canned drinks. The new bill restricts the sale of drinks to before 11 p.m. and to drinks that have a lower alcohol content than 12.5%. The state Senate approved the bill 3217 and sent it to Governor Josh Shapiro's desk for final signature. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 303 points. The Nasdaq up 151. The S&P 500 is up 40 points. KDK Sports, Paul Skeens has been named the starter for the All-Star game taking place in Texas next Friday. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
The Acura summer performance is happening now at Spitzer Acura. It's easy to find your perfect Acura in our no-pressure, consultative environment. Ride home in a beautifully crafted Acura, full of technology and style that fits into any budget. Plus, every new Spitzer Acura comes with a lifetime warranty at no additional cost. And when it's service time, a complimentary loaner is waiting for you. Elevate your driving experience at Spitzer Acura today.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Acura McMurray.
See dealer for details.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanities decay, and toilets really old. The bathtub's giving way, your baths are as a rain, all morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait. to get your bathroom right.
Baths Are Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $15,000 bathroom remodel with an additional $1,500 off plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com.
It's Marty. We talked about cancer. We talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. That's why we made it easier to book with the doctors you need. With AHN online scheduling, you can book with your primary care provider or get time with a specialist. Visit ahn.org/schedule, answer a couple of simple questions, and search for providers, locations, and times that work best for you. Easy online scheduling. Because at AHN, we see you.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up?
Yes, sir. Taking a look out onto the roads. The highways are starting to pick up a little bit going into the city via I-376 going north over the Fort Pitt Bridge. At its worst point, seeing about 15 minutes of delays there. It doesn't appear like there's too many cars that are stopped on that road right there, but there certainly is going to be delays if you're trying to go downtown. So take an alternative route to go there. From the north side, it's looking good. That Ross Township there, right by the Ross Park Mall on Route 19, seeing a little bit of traffic both north and south there. Other than that, kind of similar areas, no accidents to report, and no major road work that could cause any delays that we're seeing right now. With AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, this is...
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rest of today will be fairly nice. Sunshine mixing with clouds. Quite warm this afternoon. High 87 and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Low 67. A mix of sun and clouds and hot tomorrow with a high around 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. The best things in life really do come in twos. Visit ConsumerCellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All right, we made it. Friday, end of the week. We got a whole bunch of stories for you. 2 to 6. Colin Dunlap right here, KDK.
Dr. Joseph Maroon, who's a legend. Amazing guy, actually very cool. He's a jock. He knows nutrition, and he's a brilliant guy. He's a surgeon. Amazingly intelligent. Larry did a fantastic interview with him. I'm going to play it here in a second, but I want to mention Maroon is now getting national attention. He has not treated Biden, but about an hour ago, said on Newsmax, which is one of the cable outlets, it's actually, their numbers have exploded, has said that he needs to move on. Biden needs to move on. That Biden should end his reelection. At this point, given the witnessing what we've seen on stage and the almost confabulation, in my opinion, is I think 4 years in advance is probably not the wisest thing for him. He has a good legacy. Don't ruin it. Become elected and then immediately lateral the ball. I don't see that happening either. And he says this is a progressive problem. Maroon is amazing in one of Larry's voice. Zach, play that interview. Listen to this. Larry did this morning.
Welcome to the weekend. Larry Richert on the Big K Morning Show, and honored to welcome world-class neurosurgeon Dr. Joseph Maroon. If I read his resume, we'd run out of time, but I love, Doc, what you've said, and I love you've coined this phrase, I want to die young as late as possible. And at 83, as a triathlete surgeon, you certainly have set the bar kind of high. Good morning.
Good morning, Larry. It's great to be with you.
And for those that don't know, Dr. Maroon is a clinical professor in neurology, surgery, University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, consulting neurosurgeon of Pittsburgh Steelers, spent decades with them, also the World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE, and you are continuing to do research work. But since I met you a little over 15 years ago, you have been somebody who has constantly, daily worked on improving the lives of people by being active in your own health. I mean, starting with yourself. Your book, Square One, when you were 42 and a surgeon, your life kind of flatlined and you reinvented yourself, and here you are, an amazing triathlete. And a lot of people say, how did you do that, Doc?
Well, Larry, thank you very much. I try to walk the walk as I talk the talk. And, you mentioned earlier about President Biden and how, as you said, you told me if you talk to one 81-year-old or 84-year-old, you talk to one 81-year-old or 84-year-old. We're all different. We have 86 billion neurons in our brain, 100 trillion synaptic connections. And with age, time, wear and tear, lack of exercise, stress, we lose neurons as we age. Everyone does. And the question is, at what speed, at what rate? And, we're clearly with our president, his sudden loss of concentration, his rambling speech, his absence of facial expression, his posture, his gait, all of these things are indicative of some degree of neurodegeneration of the brain. And, last night on TV, I had a chance to watch him, and he said, my medical records are open. And I looked up his medical records. In fact, I looked up the report from Kevin O'Connor, the White House physician, that's online.
Yes,
I read it carefully. And there are neurological problems. It's unmentioned, but several decades ago, he had a ruptured intracranial aneurysm, a hemorrhage into his brain, 2 operations at different times on right and the left for a craniotomy to take care of the aneurysm. He was pronounced okay, but there are long-term sequelae that occur with subarachnoid hemorrhage and with intracranial hemorrhage. He also has severe degenerative disc disease in his lumbar spine and also peripheral neuropathy, meaning he has difficult time maybe feeling where his feet are at times. So this clearly is a reason for stumbling. But what's not in this report, Larry, they do neuroimaging of his spine and also of his foot because of a broken ankle in the past, but there's no mention of neuroimaging of his brain. There's no imaging of a CAT scan or an MRI, which can show some atrophy of the brain that could be associated with his aneurysm. There's no mention of a scan for Parkinson's disease. There's a DAT SPECT scan that can show that. And for Parkinson's, there's a skin biopsy that you can do with 90% accuracy. None of these are mentioned. So were they not done? And there's no neurocognitive testing. As you know, Larry, many years ago, Mickey Collins and Mark Lovell and I came up with the IMPACT test, a neurocognitive test, 20 minutes long, that every athlete participating in contact sports in the country now takes that or one like it. And we've done 25 million neurocognitive tests. Why can't the president on TV say, sure, I'll take a neurocognitive test? He's Sanjay Gupta, my friend and colleague on CNN last week, said, it's something that should be mandatory. I had to take it. I had to take a cognitive test at age 70 to continue to operate. So all of these things, really, for the leader of the free world, kind of is clearly disturbing.
So we're with Dr. Joseph.
That's great stuff. So fantastic interview. About an hour after he spoke to Larry, he goes on Newsmax, one of the cable outlets, and says that from what he's seen, and by the way, you heard it, fantastic stuff that he went out and looked at the medical reports and talked about his Biden surgeries, that he should step down. He's probably heard it from 1,000 people. It's interesting, though, Patrick. I heard a lot of the stuff. I had not heard reporters asking him questions about that. And that's why it's so good to have that kind of background, because at the end of the day, that doctor was spot on. He thinks Biden should walk away. So do I. I just don't think he can cut it. It's not my job to determine that. I just don't think he will. There's so many tentacles to this. There's so many people involved. There's so many jobs involved and so much money involved. I want to ask John Delano that in the next hour, because he's my man. He has great insight in this stuff. But there is no way you can tell me that right now Joe Biden is the guy that can be president of the United States for 4 more years. I'll let you decide. I like doing this because I love your vibe and your feedback. Let me know. 866-391-1020. Should Biden walk away? 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. Give me a yell. Next. Well, the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center. AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up?
Yes, sir. Taking a look out towards the roads. Not too much traffic, that is. Too bad that Ross Township area is starting right by the Ross Park Mall, more specifically on Route 19, both north and south. It's getting pretty hectic there. I was saying about 10 minutes of delays there, 5 minutes or so. Now looking in the about couple miles area surrounding it, you are seeing as long as 15 minutes, but mostly in the 10 minutes. So they slowly get worse as people are looking to go out towards the weekend. Other than that, Fort Pitt Bridge is definitely seeing a lot of traffic there as well, specifically going into the city with AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. This is Zach.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
What can you say at oliverflowers.com? Happy birthday or happy anniversary. oliverflowers.com. Can you forgive me? oliverflowers.com. Get well soon. oliverflowers.com. Good luck or congratulations. oliverflowers.com. Deepest sympathy. So sorry for your loss. oliverflowers.com. When you need flowers for any reason or just to brighten someone's day, oliverflowers.com. Daily delivery to all of Allegheny County and always open at oliverflowers.com.
For eligible individuals 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
Your hearing aid sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better.
You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Do you consider someone in our Pittsburgh area a hero? Once again, KDKA Radio needs your help as we honor 5 local heroes in our community during Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes event on October 8th. A hero can be your neighbor, a teacher, a church leader, or even your parent. Someone who has done something extraordinary. Nominate your hero for Larry Richards' Hometown Heroes Award at KDKARadio.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
If you're turning 65 and have questions about Medicare, Aetna can help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-2862, TTY 711 to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. AT&T is suffering another massive attack with cyber thieves getting hold of customer data. This one's separate from the one it reported earlier this year. This one, over 6 months in 2022, included records of calls and text for nearly all of its millions of mobile phone customers. Shares of AT&T down slightly, but elsewhere on Wall Street, big gains today for stocks after a favorable reading on wholesale inflation for June. And even though consumer sentiment for July hitting an 8-month low on worries about higher prices, right now the Dow is in record high territory, topping 40,000. It's up 0.75%. The S&P 500 up the same amount, and the Nasdaq up 0.9%. And Dollar General stores agreeing to pay a $12 million fine to settle charges from OSHA on workplace safety violations at thousands of stores. That includes unsafe storage, blocked emergency exits and fire extinguishers, inaccessible electrical panels. The chain also agreed to hire more safety staffers. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You just can't cut it. I mean, if you're judging Grandpa, you're like, okay, Grandpa, slow down a little. Okay, Uncle Marty, slow down a little. Okay. But this is the President of the United States. Come on, man. And I find myself, honestly, with my wife, I'm like, it's doesn't work, honey. And the retort from the world is, yeah, but we got, this has nothing to do with Trump. Not my world. It just doesn't, man. You heard Maroon, and then Maroon went on later on Newsmax and said it's time for him to go. And Maroon, what I love about him, and a fantastic interview by my man Lair, is that he did his research, and he's renowned. So you tell me. Jack, thanks for your patience. Go ahead, man.
Marty, great show. I'm so glad that they did the interview with Maroon.
Yeah, he's good.
You replayed it. Yep. Because I've been jumping up and down for a long time, even before all this debate stuff. That the media never talked about the fact that that Biden had brain surgery. I remember.
It's true.
When he ran for president, and he got knocked out because he was plagiarizing speeches from the British Labour Party. He had surgery.
Twice, he said. We forgot this. So we forgot here in the studio. We said the same time. Jack, we said, "Oh yeah, I forgot that." No, you're right, man. You're right.
When you operate on the spine, you expose the nervous system. That in and of itself is traumatic. It ages. I keep wondering what our great friend Cyril Wecht might have said about all this. But having Joe Maroon, when it was great. Listen, with the wife and the son, Hunter and Jill, it's turning into Weekend at Bernie's, the sequel, man. No good. No, it's a damn shame.
That was good.
I don't care which way you vote.
No, man.
It's not fair to this guy.
No, man. It's not fair to us.
That's right.
I mean, if he's grandpa, not to be rude, but I'd get him ice cream and watch the Steelers. But this ain't that, man. It just isn't. It's a little weird when they asked him about going to bed early. He said, that was a misunderstanding. I'm up all night rocking and rolling. Okay. I just don't think he's the guy. And don't tell me, what about Trump? I don't really, it's irrelevant today. What's relevant is a significant decline to the President of the United States. Judy, go ahead. Thanks for your patience.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You know, people will say, what does she know? Well, I truly believe that Biden suffers from hardening of the arteries. He does not show the signs of Parkinsonism.
I see.
At least not from how I know it, and I've had it for many, many years, and have had family members with it. But
Judy, how old are you, darling?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I want to say I'm 82.
So hold on, and I love you, man. You're so cool for this show. Have you declined? Because I have.
Oh, definitely. I'm not the person I used to be. Far from it.
So do you perform at the level? Do you do things at the level you used to?
No, I don't.
No. And so does it worry you when you see him?
Wish
same.
I did.
Same. And when you see him, you feel the same way, right? So do I. I mean, come on. Yeah.
No, I believe we should have a limit to the age a president should be.
I agree too. That's. Yeah, the thing is, my dear, I had cancer treatment. It jacked me up in so many ways. Like right now, I have no saliva. I almost fell over this morning because I'm in balance therapy. I'm in swallow therapy. My point is, I'm in my 60s. But me at 82, I mean, forget about it, Judy. Just saying. I mean,
I with you.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it.
That you have bounced back, that you are still on the air and have done so well in spite of, all you've been through.
What I'm saying, my dear, is add 17 years to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I won't be kicking it then. I love you because you're honest and you get it. He doesn't, my dear, and it's hard to step down from the throne. It just is. It's hard.
Well, if you want to be honest with yourself and with the people.
No, you're wonderful. You're the best call we had in 2 days. Yep. Yeah.
But he's the head of our country.
The world. Come on.
And sense should tell him.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think he's the brightest person that's ever been.
Hold on, though. What this is, my dear, is the old fable: the emperor wears no clothes. I mean, it just is.
True.
It's true. She's amazing. I love her. I don't know what decline she's talking about. I wish I was as sharp as that gorgeous woman. All right, we'll be back.
When you start your car,
you can start your mind.
Important to be informed on what's going on.
If you don't have the facts, you can't think for yourself.
You got to figure out what's going on.
And accelerate your intelligence.
With 100.1 FM at AM 1020 KDKA.
Inflation fears started in 2021. The warning signs were everywhere. But Senator Bob Casey ignored the warnings and sided with the liberals in Washington, voting for trillions in reckless, wasteful spending. And all that reckless spending made inflation worse, driving up prices on almost everything you buy. Now, Pennsylvania families are paying the price for Senator Casey's reckless spending. Our state's been hit the hardest by higher prices. With Senator Casey's reckless spending, grocery prices are up 25%. Rent, it's up 21%. And electricity's up 29%. Senator Casey helped create this mess. And now, Pennsylvania families are struggling to make ends meet. Call Senator Casey at 202-224-6324. Tell him to support S575, the Fight Inflation Through Balanced Budgets Act, and fight against inflationary government spending. Paid for by One Nation, onenationamerica.org.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Are you looking to make a difference in your community? CASA of Westmoreland is looking for dedicated volunteers to advocate for children in foster care. Our court-appointed special advocates give a voice to abused, neglected kids, giving them a brighter future. Join us on our mission to help children all over Westmoreland County. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to find out how you can help. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Become a hero for a child in need.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 85 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. Ross Township has become a target for thieves breaking into vehicles. It's a concern in Laurel Gardens, where video shows two suspects entering several unlocked cars and stealing items. Happened around 4:30 in the morning Thursday. Ross police are asking anyone with video that can help investigators to contact them. They are advising residents to make sure those vehicles are locked. A Gibsonia man accused of making more than $800,000 from insider trading of Dick's Sporting Goods securities pleaded guilty to federal charges on Thursday. Frank Porio pleaded guilty to 4 counts of securities fraud. Prosecutors said Porio used information he got from a Dick's employee to make 160 trades on the New York Stock Exchange that netted $120,000. He faces a maximum sentence of up to 20 years in prison and a $5 million fine, or both. Penn American Water customers will soon be seeing higher bills. The Public Utility Commission approved a 10% increase on Thursday. Penn American wanted 20%. For the average customer, the rate would add about $17 to the monthly bill. The plans for a mixed-use housing project in Bloomfield is most likely dead. News Radio KDK's Susie Kuhl has the details.
Plans for a new grocery store, public square, retail, and hundreds of apartments in Pittsburgh's Bloomfield neighborhood appear to be long gone. Here's why they've been derailed, according to Community Development Manager Sam Spearing.
Echo Realty has made it clear that they are not moving forward with their attempt to redevelop the property. It remains to be seen what might happen with the property down the line.
This means Giant Eagle will continue to operate the community market grocery store. However, it's bittersweet for the Bloomfield Development Corporation, as no new housing will be coming online. The redevelopment plans were largely supported by the Bloomfield community, including nearby businesses like Trace Brewing. Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
Pennsylvania lawmakers ground through a flurry of votes Thursday to approve a budget. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has that story.
Pennsylvania lawmakers passed a budget deal Thursday, nearly 2 weeks after missing the deadline at the start of the new fiscal year. The $47.6 billion plan represents a 6% increase in spending, with most of the new money going toward public schools and human services. Governor Josh Shapiro signed the bill late last night.
We trusted one another, and we listened to one another, and we understood one another. This budget is a major victory for the people we were all elected to serve, the good people of Pennsylvania.
The plan doesn't increase sales or income tax rates and requires $3 billion in surplus funds to balance. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 353 points. The Nasdaq up 183. The S&P 500 is up 50. KDK Sports, just 1 year after being drafted, Pirates starter Paul Skeens will start in next week's All-Star game. This announcement a day after Skeens had a no-hitter through 7 innings on 99 pitches. The Pirates did hold on for a 1-0 win over the Brewers yesterday. Tonight, Bucks open a 3-game set in the Chicago area, the South Side, that is, against the White Sox. First pitch at 8:10. KDK News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just 1 day. Trust PJ.com. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Time to get to Tom Friday's for thick, juicy steaks, smokehouse meats, and more. Tom Friday's Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights, 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. Sunny and 85 degrees in Pittsburgh. KDK AAA traffic and AccuWeather together next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
We're on the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up?
Yeah, taking a look out towards the roads, no accidents report, which is always a good sign, which means there is a lot less delay. So going towards the south into Pittsburgh, Route 19, that area around the Ross Park Mall, particularly going south. Towards downtown Pittsburgh, seeing delays up to maybe 13, 15 minutes there. So it's not getting too much better, but it's also not getting much worse as we go later into the day. I-376 east outside of the city to the Edgewood, Swissville, Monroeville area, seeing a little bit more delays there, maybe 5-10 minutes of slowdown there. The AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK. This is Zach Moore. The traffic is brought to you by LGKG Interior Williams. LGKG, your home team. Visit LGKG.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Rest of today will be fairly nice. Sunshine mixing with clouds. Quite warm this afternoon. High 87 and clear to partly cloudy tonight. Low 67. A mix of sun and clouds and hot tomorrow with a high around 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
No one likes a bully.
That's why it's important to step up, stand up, and speak up against them. I'm Larry Kelly.
I'm Joe George.
Western Pennsylvania guys, injury attorneys from LGKG. We don't get pushed around.
As our client, you won't either.
Visit LGKG.com. LGKG, your home team.
Ted Starmack with Rhino Shield Pittsburgh. A frequent question I get, I have aluminum siding and the surface is powdery. Will Rhino Shield stick to that? Yes, it will. Our primer etches through the surface to bond to the metal below. It gives us a substantial outer layer for our ceramic top coat to bind with. With 1,500 colors available, Restore your home without downgrading to vinyl and save money too. Call 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-744-6641.
Hear about it and talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, the Biden thing's happening in real time, which is fascinating. And every time he comes out, it's some damn test as to whether he can put sentences together. I know a lot of folks want to chime in, but I got to grab my man, who I know will know and have a great outlook on this, John Delano. My brother knows all this stuff. JD, what's up?
Hey, Marty, good to be with you and your listeners.
Hey, JD, have you ever in your career, and you've seen it all twice, man, have you ever seen something like this happen in real time, like hour to hour? Everything he says, we dissect. Have you ever in your career?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's really bizarre in some ways because there's so much focus on Joe Biden, even if Donald Trump does the same kind of stuff, I mean, mixing up names, right? But he's not the president. Nope. And so there's focus on the incumbent. And the other thing is that Democrats always kill their own. Republicans never. They unite no matter, how many convictions you have, how many felony counts you have against you. The Republicans stick together, and the Democrats just go at each other. And
is that true, JD? Have you seen that historically?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, I think that the Democratic Party, what was it? Will Rogers, the famous comedian from the 1930s, said something to the effect that I don't belong to any organized party. I'm a Democrat.
Man, they have turned on him, brother. Jeez.
And they probably, I'm sure they did. So, I mean, the first of all, the Democrats tend to be a much broader coalition of folks, all different kinds of views. Yeah. And so you get folks like the African American Black Caucus in the Congress is backing Biden. I think he's meeting with the Hispanic Caucus. He'll get support there, and then he'll get what he calls the elites are attacking him and asking him to get out of the race, or saying he should get out of the race. And we're seeing all of this in front of our eyes. Yeah. And it's very public. And a lot of times you think this kind of stuff goes on behind the scenes.
Sure, yeah.
But not this. Now, part of it, I will say this. We in the media do tend to like this stuff. We talk about it. We promote it. We dig a bit. You got these ambitious young reporters all over the place, and even some of us old guys who, we want to expose and get at this. And so I think we perpetuate this stuff. But I try to bring some balance. I'm trying to
No, I love you, man. But let me ask you something. I have, in my career, been around a lot of players, big shots. I have seen doctors, judges, lawyers, CEOs, CFOs. I have seen a lot of folks deteriorate. I have.
Oh, yeah.
I have never seen it in real time like this, ever, in my career, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, take the president last night at his press conference. I watched it, the whole thing. Yeah. I thought he did fairly well. It was typical Biden, but he, in the way he slurps around a bit. But I thought he was cogent, at least with respect to the points he was making. Now, he said one thing that I'd like to know more about, that he had been examined 3 times by neurologists. I think he ought to share those reports.
Yes.
They say that he's fine. So why not share those reports?
Nice.
Will that put an end to it? No.
Hell.
But it will, because, people are going to still talk. But I do think giving people concrete medical evidence of his condition, and I will admit, as somebody who is getting up there, I make name mistakes all the time. Of course. I mean, we all
do every day.
Yeah, and so I'm not going to hold that against him. If a neurologist, but if you've got multiple neurology reports that say he's fine and that he doesn't have X disease or Y disease, why not put it out there?
Hey, JD, you've been at this, man. You're the man. I always go to you for stuff. He ain't going nowhere. No way, brother.
No
way.
He's not. He's absolutely not. And that's part of what I think gives some Democrats angst that other Democrats still continue to call on him to get out.
Nice point.
When they know damn well he's not going to get out.
Nice point.
He is very strong-willed. He's somebody who, he comes out of very much a blue-collar, working-class background where he's been knocked down many times over many years. And this Scranton boy just sees, when he condemns the elites, we know he's talking about the Ivy League crowd, the people,
he went to Delaware.
Crowd.
Yeah. Hey, JD, I got to ask you before I lose you, man. A down ticket, folks. So I get sent a poll yesterday that McCormick and Casey are within a point. Does this hurt? Because I think it does. The down ticket guys, they got to be freaking out.
Well, I think it does hurt certainly in terms of turnout.
It is.
Do people care about this election?
Oh.
And the more they come out for one candidate at the top of the ticket than the other, then obviously it has an impact below. I'm not sure that I believe that it's a tie vote between Dave McCormick and Bob Casey yet, because I don't think people know Dave McCormick. I really don't think if I walk up and down my street, I bet you dollars to donuts they don't know much about Dave McCormick.
Not a bad point.
So, but he is spending money. He's on the attack now. Casey's on the attack on him for his China deals and the like. So we're going to get back and forth on this for the next couple months. But I do think that Pennsylvania will always be a close state for the U.S. Senate, for governor, although we had a rare election last time, and for the presidency of the United States. So it's just the way it's the nature of our beast. We're just that way.
Before I let you go, amazing stuff with the Nippon Steel guy. I think it's our best opportunity, but union guys here don't like that, and it's going to be tough to beat that, JD. But I love what you told. I love his story. I love what they're offering.
Well, I had that opportunity yesterday to sit down with Takahiro Mori, who is the top official in the United States. He's based in Tokyo, but he's responsible for all the global operations, vice chair of this fourth largest steelmaker in the world, and very interesting fella. He actually attended Wharton at the University of Pennsylvania, got his MBA there, so he's very sharp.
Big brain.
But he can only make so many promises. And one of the things he will not do is promise no layoffs at the end of the current labor agreement, which ends in 2 years. And so that and the concerns over the pensions, and there's this unresolved national security issue that we still don't know how the National Interagency Committee is going to rule on that. So there are lots of issues still out there, but he and his company are making a major media pitch.
Oh, my gosh. And they're spending a lot on marketing, bro. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And they're trying to convince everybody that this is the way to save the Mon Valley. And honestly, in his answers to my questions about that, he gave cogent answers that they're going to invest money to save blast furnaces, where U.S. Steel basically abandoned the Mon Valley for Arkansas.
They did, sir.
In the end, it may not be as bad a deal as the union fears, but I think the union's concerns are legitimate, and they have to be addressed, particularly in terms of the long-term sustainability of pensions and health care benefits.
JD, the legend. Thanks, brother.
Not yet.
The legend.
Good to be with you, Marty.
The icon. The man. The myth. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Always good to be with you.
One of the coolest people on earth. Can never get mad. I don't know why. Well, very smart, too. I love what he said about Democrats. They eat their young. From the PJ Fitzpatrick, fascinating. PJ Fitzpatrick, Home Improvement Traffic Center, Chevrolet Traffic, powered by Bowser. Zach, the man. What's up out there?
Yes, sir. Traffic really not getting too bad as we creep throughout this Friday. That Ross Park Mall area is kind of staying put, so should remain kind of that way until we get later into the day. Elsewhere around the city, I-376 going over the Fort Pitt Bridge into downtown Pittsburgh. There's going to be a little bit of traffic, not stops, but for at least a mile outside before you get into that tunnel, so that could be delays up to 15 minutes there, which is not terrible. But That traffic will stretch kind of halfway between the beginning of the bridge all the way up to Green Tree. So if you can, start making plans to find alternative routes around that point. Elsewhere in the city, Edgewood, Swissville area, seeing a little bit of traffic there as well, but not too bad as delays are at the worst 20 minutes. With AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, this is more.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
There's snake plants and stuff.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
A whole section for ferns. Here we have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum recognizes Pennsylvania's combat veterans who have received medals for gallantry. With this Hall of Valor moment, here's the Education Director of Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall and Museum, Tim Neff.
U.S. Air Force First Lieutenant Livingston Johnson of Allegheny County received the Distinguished Flying Cross for gallantry in Korea during the spring of 1951. Flying a night mission hampered by haze and smoke, Johnson displayed superb airmanship, navigating his B-26 attack bomber to the target. Despite adverse conditions, he spotted a convoy of 40 trucks and advised the pilot on a favorable heading for the attack. Lieutenant Johnson coolly directed the strafing fire and contributed significantly to the destruction of the enemy vehicles.
To nominate a qualifying hero for the Hall of Valor, please contact Tim Neff at 412-621-4253, extension 219, or visit online at soldiersandsailorshall.org.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. Just see if you qualify. That's 800-578-2415.
Serious savings at your local Parmar store. Dan Zhang really reminding you to download the Parmar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Parmar Rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Pittsburgh has many bests, and Pittsburgh's best deli by far is Food for Thought. Paul Martino here. Folks from all over our area come to Food for Thought's North Craig Street location because their quality is fresh, authentic, delicious. Trust me, it's worth the trip. Come see Bob the Deli King at Food for Thought, North Craig Street. With over 30 years of quality deli and catering, Food for Thought, hands down, Pittsburgh's best deli.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
He ain't going nowhere. The only thing I would argue, not argue, but just suggest if you listen to the doctors and if you listen to Maroon, that Larry did a hell of an interview with him, is that he won't be capable, not Larry, the president. In 4 years, he'll be totally checked out. And that's a problem. Last I checked. Brother Dave in Rankin, what's up?
What's up, Marty?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
He ain't going nowhere, my man.
Well, I agree, but, I'm not a doctor, but I knew before the last election, I didn't think he could do it before the last election.
I didn't notice that. I didn't.
I did. He's limping to the finish line. But
worse than that, I think. Worse.
Yeah, there's no way he could do another 4 years. No way.
No way.
No. Well, have a good weekend, my man.
It's going to be weird to watch, too. You don't want to get uptight every time the president talks. And that's what happens. Cynthia, good morning, my friend. How are you in Florida?
Why did you have an eye bleed at a forum back in 2019? So we knew then. And
I apologize. I don't remember this stuff, but
I do. Another caller mentioned, he's had 2 aneurysms. He's had COVID twice. He's got geriatric issues worse than most geriatric. I'm classified as a geriatric person now, even though I reject that term. But you have you heard or seen the video of him talking to Jens Stoltenberg regarding keeping him on NATO?
No.
Oh, I'm not going to repeat what it is, but you need to see the video. He turned into like Trump, like the P-man.
So we can't really count on him for the next 4 years, is what I'm saying. I love her from Florida. I like the calls that come in from around the country, and her insight's always been wonderful. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, man. Rick. I had Rick on hold for 4.5 days. I'm sorry. I can't imagine any circumstance. He can't get better. He just can't. It does not happen that way. It's just, he's not dropping out either. It's not happening. Go ahead, Dave. San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, Marty. It saddens me to think that a guy like Pittsburgh right now has got probably extreme heat. Yes. You're starting to pay for global warming by all of these recent floods and massive storms, right?
Yes, that's true.
And the House of Representatives has done zero budget yet. They've been in almost a year and a half.
You're losing me, man. Let's get back on track here. We're talking about the president here.
Right, but Trump has been telling Congress not to put together a budget and not to put together an infrastructure.
So you're defending what? You're defending Biden, or what are you doing here?
I'm telling you that you are trying to set it up so that a slumlord from New York...
Yeah, every time he calls, it's the same jargon. Nice town, too. He won't address Trump. He did that. That's as good as it gets for him. Trump's a bum. Okay. He won't address Biden. Every time he calls, I hang up on him. It's been like 20 years of hang-ups with him. The climate change and Trump. It's had nothing to do with Trump. My man Phil, I'll give you the last word, brother.
Yes, sir. I just want to say this. I'm a diehard Democrat.
Yes, you are.
Ride or die with Democrat.
Yep.
I believe Biden can beat Trump. But Marty, I want to say this, and I mean it in the nicest way. Sure. I don't need President Biden to serve 4 more years. Okay. I just need him to beat Donald Trump in November.
Boy, I heard that from... It's amazing he said that. I heard that from a dozen people today. Big shots. I don't care if he lasts 4 years. I just wanted to beat Trump. It's actually fascinating. So we assume then we get Kamala as president, I guess. All right. Thanks, Phil. You get the last word there.
I'm with Joe Potocznik from JP Roofing and Siding and Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. Joe, with wind damage and storm damage, you help a lot of people with their roof and siding issues.
Yes, Larry. We work from A to Z with the homeowner and the insurance company, and all you have to do is call for a free estimate.
412-829-7711. 412-829-7711. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Trust JP Roofing and Siding. Call now.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Sunny and 86 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. 2 window washers were rescued from the side of a skyscraper in downtown Pittsburgh today. Emergency responders rescued the pair from a scaffolding stuck on the side of the BNY Mellon building. Video of the situation shows 2 people on a platform with a number of emergency responders on the street below. Ross Street is currently shut down between 5th and 6th Avenues. Giant Eagle's looking for a new West End location. The Pittsburgh Business Times reporting that the grocery chain is now in negotiations to buy a closed shop and save store that's being renovated on Noblestown Road. That's less than 2 miles from the Giant Eagle at Park Waste Center. The mixed-use housing project at the Bloomfield Community Market site is more than likely dead after Echo Realty pitched an idea to create a 248-unit apartment building, a 28,000-square-foot grocery store, and about 10,000 square feet of retail on a public plaza facing Liberty Avenue. The plans were later stalled, and then the decision was appealed. Community Development Manager Sam Spearing thinks plans could still be for the store in future.
It remains to be seen what might happen with the property down the line. We certainly think that because of the cost of acquiring the property, it seems likely that at some point there will be investment in it.
The redevelopment plans were largely supported by the Bloomfield community, including nearby businesses like Trace Brewing. Your options for picking up a summer beverage with a kick will soon expand in Pennsylvania. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has details.
Pennsylvanians will be able to buy canned alcoholic drinks called ready-to-drink cocktails from a wider variety of retailers under legislation approved Thursday. Restaurants, bars, beer distributors, grocery, and convenience stores that are already licensed to sell alcohol can get a special permit to sell the canned drinks. Under current law, only the state-owned wine and liquor stores are allowed to sell the canned drinks. The new bill restricts the sale of drinks to before 11 p.m. and to drinks that have a lower alcohol content than 12.5%. The state Senate approved the bill 3217 and sent it to Governor Josh Shapiro's desk for final signature. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
So while he was a guest on the Dan Patrick Show, Paul Skeens learned something very special. With more on that story, we go live to the newsroom and check in with Susie Cole. Susie.
Pirates standout Paul Skeens was just named to the All-Star game a few days ago, and the big question was, would he start for the National League? Well,
how are you doing? I just wanted to congratulate you. I've chosen you to be the spirit for the National League in the 2024 All-Star game. I'm really, really excited for you. So unbelievable, sir, and it's so well deserved.
That was Diamondbacks manager Torey Lavello, who delivered the news to Skeens during an interview on the Dan Patrick Show. This announcement comes just a day after Skeens had a no-hitter through 7 innings on 99 pitches and tallied 11 strikeouts to help the Pirates propel to a 1-0 win over the Brewers yesterday and take the series. Live in the newsroom, Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 424 points. The Nasdaq up 227. The S&P 500 is up 60. KDKA Radio News Time is 1:33. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
KDKA is supported by Friendship Village of South Hills. Friendship, it's in the name. With recent renovations almost complete, this resort-style senior living community delivers amenities, personalized services, and hospitality to Pittsburgh area residents in search of a stable future, new connections, and new adventures. More information can be found at friendshipvillagepa.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1. Those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2. We now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3.
When can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Like many people, my life has had some interesting twists and turns. I was a Class A member of the PGA of America and a golf pro for over 20 years. Got to work with the original developers at Nevillewood and kicked it off by playing the opening round with Jack Nicklaus. Pretty cool, huh? In 1997, I decided to trade in my PGA for my CFP and became a certified financial planner professional. It was one of the best decisions of my life. The best was marrying Barb 42 years ago. We have 2 wonderful children, Lester and Sarah. Both of them work with me here at Botkin Family Wealth Management, an independent financial planning and investment firm. We formulate plans to carry our clients from the investing years into the retirement years. Visit BotkinFamilyWealth.com to learn more about our dedication. We look forward to meeting you.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick, Thomas River Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up out there, man?
Roads are looking pretty good for a Friday, all things considered. Taking a look going into downtown, most of those routes there are going to be pretty good. The Fort Pitt Bridge is okay, but if you're going outside of the city, particularly towards the Andy Warhol Museum or any place on the North Shore, might want to take an alternative route such as 579. But that 279 outside to the north side, once again, seeing a lot of delays there. Potentially 20 minutes there. Now, it's a very short road, so there could be a lot of cars backed up back to back. So delays could be longer. Elsewhere throughout the city is looking fine, however. Wilkinsburg area and Swissville area are also on the watch as they could get worse throughout the day as well. With AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, this is Zach Moore.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine mixing with clouds the rest of today and very warm this afternoon, high 87. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, though 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny and hot with a high near 90. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 to 10. It's a big week for the Republican National Convention, and an expert in presidential rhetoric will join us live on the Big K Morning Show.
When I was a young man, I was at the Republican National Convention when it was in Dallas. I was a young dude. I was a television reporter in Wichita Falls, Texas. They say it wasn't hell, but you could see the flames on the horizon. My first job. 80,000 people. The tallest building in town was 7 stories. Loved it. Great barbecue, man. They had red draws. You know what red draws are? Red draw. Give me a red draw. Beer with tomato juice in it. Drove to Dallas by myself with a whole pack of gear and shot video stories of the Republican National Convention. I remember seeing Nancy. That's what we called her. She called me Mart. I called her Nancy. Reagan. How gorgeous she was. Elegant and tiny. I was young, man. It was cool. It was really exciting. There's a vibe to it, man. So that'll be cool next week. Whether you like Trump or not is irrelevant to me. It's just exciting. People who get to go. All right, man. I have made it my mission, and obviously so has Patrick, to focus a lot more on Get Marty as this process evolves and make as much change as possible. And I end up meeting great people along the way who actually like the same notion of making a difference. And Bill Artman, the CEO of Giant Eagle, is one of those guys. And he heard that there was a food desert in Clairton. What's that mean? There's no grocery store. And sent my son out there, Vince, who's 13, with Patrick yesterday. You know what my son said? Hey, Dad, those folks have to take 2 buses and walk almost a mile to get groceries. And that Giant Eagle truck was awesome, Dad. My son was out there yesterday where Giant Eagle made a difference, quite frankly, and showed that they care, quite frankly. And it's never a surprise to me when all of that meets with Jana Jablanowski. Hi, Jana. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you today?
You know, this young woman really cares. We went to various get-goes within the last several years. And do you remember this when we were putting gas in people's cars and buying them groceries? Do you remember this, Jana? Huh?
I do. It was an amazing experience to see how easy it is to make a difference for people.
See, that's why I love it. You know, and I know she knows this. We would go up to a checkout and just pay for someone's groceries. People would cry, right? I mean, it's that significant to them, right, Jenna?
It makes such a big difference in people's lives. And it's people you would never know because it's not something that they're broadcasting that they're struggling or that they could use a little bit of help. But when that little bit of help presents itself to them, it just makes a world of difference.
Jana loves this stuff, and she's so good at it. We went to a gas pump, and all we did was fill a girl's car with gas, and that's not a big deal, but she started crying and said that she was taking care of her mother, who had cancer, and putting herself through school. And so my point is, Jana, that these small things really, really create impact in people's lives, do they not?
They do. It's something that I think a lot of us take for granted. Yep. These small actions that you say, oh, it's just such a small thing. It probably won't make a difference, so maybe I won't bother doing it. But whenever you do bother doing it and you take that extra minute to do something nice, show some care, help somebody out, and you see on their face how much of a difference something small actually makes, I think that's really what we want to encourage people to think about and to do more often, is to just take those opportunities to make the small things happen, because it turns out the small things all together can be something really, really big.
You know, my son is only 13, and you know what he said to me yesterday? He said, Dad, man, those folks in Clairton, they loved that truck. Describe what happened in Clairton. Describe the initiative and this truck, Jana.
Sure. So we were really excited to be out in Clairton and Glassport yesterday for the first time. We added these new stops to our mobile market route. And for folks that aren't familiar, our mobile market is this really awesome concept that we have been able to execute that is essentially a grocery store on wheels. So it has everything that you can think of, from fresh produce to frozen items to all of those center store staples. And we bring this mobile market into communities where access to different grocery stores and fresh food is really limited. And to just see what an incredible turnout there was yesterday at Clairton, it really it really helps you to put things into perspective, to see how much of a difference just having that access to fresh food made for people. They were so excited and interested in the truck, and when they actually went on and saw everything that they had to offer, there were so many people who just mentioned, like, wow, this is really going to make my life so much easier. I didn't think there would be so much available. So we're really excited to be able to deliver that to the community.
My man Patrick was there with my son. You were kind of blown away by this truck too, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we walk into the truck, there's fresh food, fresh fruit.
Wow.
There's fresh meat.
It's crazy.
Beef, chicken. I mean, it is a full grocery store.
Come on.
On wheels. I mean,
Vince
it's very
Vincent,
cool.
did it have pharmaceuticals or something? Or what?
I think there were, like over-the-counter,
Wow.
like cold medicine type stuff.
And
but there's baby formula, baby food.
Wow.
The things you really need, for your family. I mean, it's very cool.
It's impressive as hell, Jenna.
We have more than 700 different items on that truck, and it's hard to believe that we can fit that much on there, but our teams, when they designed this, did such an incredible job to really make sure that we were fitting as much on that truck as we possibly could, because we want people in these communities to look at this as an opportunity to not just grab a few items here or there. If they need to do a weekly shop, we want them to be able to get everything they need so that they don't have to walk or take long transportation or pay for transportation to get to the grocery store. We want to make sure that we have everything that they're looking for and then some.
Now, we got a beautiful video that he's producing right now, and we're going to put it up and we'll direct folks to it. I think it's fascinating. And it says that we give a damn and we understand your need and we're trying to provide that need. You can't put a $10, $20, $40 million grocery store everywhere, but you can bring in this really cool truck and say to folks, we do care. And Jenna, you're right, though. You can do a week's worth of shopping on there, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was something that was really important to us when we were designing this, because we know the challenges of these communities. We really partner with the communities to figure out how to best serve them. So we knew that that's what was really missing for these folks, and that's what we wanted to deliver. So that's why we're so excited to be able to add these new communities, these new neighborhoods to the mobile markets route. We saw such a great turnout yesterday and had such positive feedback from the folks in Glassport and Clairton. And we're just so excited to continue on and hopefully continue to deliver on that for them.
Hey, Jenna, where do folks go to find out the schedules and information about the mobile market?
Nice.
Sure. So I know that in a lot of communities where the stops are, the community groups that we've worked with have done a great job of communicating the stops and the days and the times.
Nice.
But we also have a list online, so we can direct people there as well.
There you
Jenna,
go.
thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
You're the best. Fantastic. It's a wonderful gesture, and it means a hell of a lot. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Zach, what's up out there?
Yes, sir. Taking a look at the roads, there's really not too much that has really changed throughout the day. But in terms of going in towards downtown Pittsburgh, you're going to see that Fort Pitt Bridge is really starting to kind of get up to speed as it normally gets on a Friday, where we're seeing 15 to 20 minutes of delays going in through the Fort Pitt Bridge tunnel, I-376. And then kind of going outside of the city, if you're going to, like I mentioned my last report, if you're going to the North Shore, you're trying to go north out of Pittsburgh, you might want to try and see if you can take an alternative route somewhere towards the Strip District, Lawrenceville area, someplace that's not out of the downtown Pittsburgh, because we're going to start seeing more and more delays, more and more people are leaving work. But other than that, no accidents to report either, which is always a good sign. With AAA traffic on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, this is Zach Holmer.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Hey, guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K. the man. Okay, the lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The lot. And Hofstad's JK delivers. Great stuff.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
Little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home. All done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better.
You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
This summer, take a trip down memory lane with me and hear from the legends of baseball. I'm Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. Every week I have a conversation with one of baseball's greats to talk about the glory days and reflect on today's game. Randy Johnson, Pete Rose, Deion Sanders, Jay Buhner, Albert Bell, and Goose Gossage. They've all shared their wisdom with stories of their playing days. To hear who's next, follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your mornings. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Voss TV and Appliance. I know how good they are. They've been in my house. We have several in his house. He loves them. Look, if you're looking for a new appliance, a new television, why pick Voss? It's the only place you'll ever need. They're small enough to treat you like family and big enough to offer an array of quality TVs and appliance. Voss TV and Appliance. Big brands. Reliable delivery and service, and the lowest prices in town, guaranteed. Trust Voss. 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
Are you worried about the state of the economy? Concerned about market crashes and rising inflation wiping out your savings? At Noble Gold Investments, we understand your fears and have a solution. Call us today at 1-888-403-1050. Imagine safeguarding you and your family with a tangible asset that has stood the test of time. Gold. With Noble Gold Investments, you can diversify your portfolio and protect your wealth from economic turmoil. Our team will guide you through the process, ensuring you make informed decisions that best suit your needs. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 1-888-403-1050. That's 1-888-403-1050. The future is uncertain. Take control now. Call 1-888-403-1050.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
If you're turning 65 and have questions about Medicare, Aetna can help. Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage in Pennsylvania with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-2862, TTY 711 to learn more.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Folks, we're joined again by John Diagardi of Rome Monument. John, what is bundling?
When a family is planning a funeral, sometimes cemetery salespeople will talk to them about bundling or combining products with their services. They may pressure a family, telling them they can get a substantial discount by buying everything from the cemetery.
Is this not a good idea?
Not when it comes to the monument. When there is a middleman involved, you're paying an inflated price, even when you think you're getting a discount.
John, this is something families really need to know.
I'm going to be as direct as I can be about this. At Rome, we are the manufacturer. No middleman is involved. Our artists and craftsmen make your memorial from start to finish right at our facility. You've eliminated the middleman and saved as much as 50%.
Friends, you can learn more at one of Rome Monument's 9 showrooms or visit RomeMonuments.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Doo-doo. Colin, what's up?
What's up with you?
Finishing a little snack.
Yeah, what are those pretzels? Are those the braided ones? Are they butter pretzels?
Whole wheat.
Whole wheat?
Whole wheat.
When I was little, you know, it brought back a memory, not those braided pretzels like that. When I was little, I used to go to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy would have like a bar, like a soda bar. You know what I'm talking about? Like soda. They would have those pretzel rods, those for a nickel. You know, those, and they would have that certain canister that you would just pull up the middle, and it would lift up. You get the pretzel rods. Oh, look at Patrick is going. Oh,
it's like the tongue depressor canister from the doctor's office.
And you lift it up from the middle, and there was so much salt on those pretzels. Gosh, were they good? And I would get, I think, just 2 of them, maybe, or they'd maybe sell you 1 for a nickel and 3 for 10 cents or something crazy like that. And I just, those pretzels.
Listen to this.
Yes. Anyway.
Along those lines, no, same thing. You'll love it, though. There was a little store we went every day. Carl's store. We used to sing this to the guy, made the poor guy crazy. Sorry, Carl. Carl's store, everything costs a nickel more. You won't get your money back because Carl drives a Cadillac. He'd say, get the hell out of here.
Carl's dead, though, right?
Carl's dead.
Yeah, so.
I'm sorry, Carl.
Now, what do you have, penny candy?
Yeah, everything.
What did you like? Fish?
Everything.
Did you like gummy fish?
I did 5 donuts and...
Yeah. You jacked Carl off, it sounds like.
All the time.
I know.
Poor guy.
Well, he wasn't too poor. He drove a Cadillac.
Oh, please. He had a little bar in the back that wasn't legal. It had little gambling machines, little curtains.
Yeah.
Those old...
little cherry machine in the back.
Oh, my gosh.
With cops back there playing?
Oh, yeah.
Cops and firemen.
I worked at a pharmacy like you're talking about, behind the counter. This is a true story. And every night, the beat cop, who was my man, he was wonderful, and he protected them for free. He would sit at the soda fountain. I'd make him a shake and a burger. And then my man, the owner of the pharmacy, who was wonderful, would give him a brown paper bag. And my man would go through the store and fill the bag with his stuff and head on home for the night.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Man.
I like it. Man.
I love that stuff.
I remember when I found out that those cherry machines paid out.
Yep.
I was probably about 8 or 9. And I was like, why are these people? I thought they were just like video games, you know? And then I'm like, okay, those are adult video games. This is a little bit of a different story. You don't just put your money in and play it. You could potentially get money back. And that was
still a lot of old-fashioned bars outside of Pittsburgh. They still make about 4,000 or 5,000 a month.
Yes.
Without naming names. God bless them.
Yeah, they at the old. Remember, the Park House had a couple of those machines.
Oh yeah.
The old Park House.
I love those places. My grandfather would take me to it.
I know, and you get up in a fountain drink. You thought a fountain drink was like the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. And a refill.
And they'd pour that out of that Wonder Bar thing. Oh God, there was a club in Sharpsburg I used to go to. I was the only Irish kid. It's called the BGI, and they would have. You remember those clubs, Marty, where you'd have to stick a metal card in the door, and then the door would buzz, and then you'd have to yank the door like that?
Yeah.
It was one of those, and we'd go walking home from school because our dads belonged there. And, man, you'd sit up at the bar and have a ginger ale, and you thought you were high on the hog sitting there at a club.
Old school.
I know.
Colin Dunlap is next, folks. Peace.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, MediConnect is an amazing, amazing company. They've helped so many of my friends. It's the beauty of it. They got 70 plans they can help you with. They can come to your home. They can come to your office. They answer any Medicare questions, benefits, plans, fees, you name it. And none of it is on you. MediConnect. Medicare made simple. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
No one caters deli better than Bob the Deli King from Food for Thought. Hands down, the best deli in Pittsburgh. Paul Martino here. Need a trusted caterer that will please every guest at your next gathering? Get the best. Call Bob the Deli King at Food for Thought. They've been catering quality, authentic, and delicious deli items for over 30 years. They easily accommodate quick turnarounds. Call 412-682-5033. 412-682-5033. Food for Thought. Pittsburgh's best deli catering.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Medicare Solutions Studios.
Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Sunny and 86 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. 2 window washers were rescued from the side of a skyscraper in downtown Pittsburgh today. Emergency responders rescued the pair from a scaffolding stuck on side of the BNY Mellon building. Video of the situation shows 2 people on a platform with a number of emergency responders on the street below. Ross Street is currently shut down between 5th and 6th Avenues.